the stone beneath my feet, where the demons fester and pray for our defeat. I see smoke on the hot wind shimmer, souls unrestrained in desperate need of a final hellfire to burn the past and set them free. Through the fear, through the heart that's broken, our world lies in wait for me. Every tear, every scar left open. This is the taming of the beast. Oh, this war you started. Oh, stitch this wound with bloodshed. You are my wicked victory. Draw me to the light. Let the curse be lifted. We can rise above the roar with the bite of every devil we've held before. Drown them out. Let the fog give way to clarity. There is power in the strain of every drop I bleed. I am the venom and the cure. Take me through the fear, through the heart that's broken. Our world lies in wait for me. Every tear, every scar left open. This is the taming of the beast. Oh, end this war you started. Oh, stitch this wound with bloodshed. You are my wicked victory.
Alrighty. Welcome in, everybody. How are you going? Welcome in, Dwight. Welcome in, MK. Welcome in, Reptron. Welcome in, Dave. Congratulations on the check-in. Welcome in, Necron. Welcome in, Drift Boss. Welcome in, Cub. Welcome in, Marshu. Welcome in, Excelsis. Welcome in, Jolie. Welcome in, Alu. Welcome in, Yen. Welcome in, Fallen. Please do sleep once you can. Welcome in, Earth. Welcome in, Joy. Welcome in, Kozan. Welcome in, Yen. Welcome in, Epka. Welcome in, Alu. Welcome in, Meru. Welcome in, Anna. Welcome in, Sten. Welcome in, Ancient. Welcome in, Rosen. Welcome in, Rando Guy. If it isn't South Hard Skill Issue, no. Hi, Chad and South. Welcome in, 72. Welcome in, fucking.
Hello, Mr. South. I have a tiny favor to ask. Will you
What
do
do you
me a
need,
solid
Marshu?
and delete Wisadle from this tier list? Thank you and have a nice day equals D.
So, you. Welcome in, Swillen. Welcome in, Evan Try. Welcome in, Java. Okay, so, Marshu, you understand that Wishadel is absolutely top 3, and that this is my best attempt at an actual objective tier list. And yet, you're giving me $30 and saying, delete her. Now, as a streamer of integrity, I can't believe you would ever dare imply I might do something like that. Because then there wouldn't even be 40 characters. So anyway, as you can see, we've got our 40 characters right here. Welcome in, Jirindal. Yes, it is a meta. Welcome in, Elp Noah. Lovely to have you. Who's Wishadel? Yeah, actually, wait, hang on. Marshu, will you accept this if I just use normal W and just pretend she's Wishadel and never acknowledge it? Is that an acceptable compromise? Is that an acceptable compromise? If not, I can remove her and put her back in later and talk about her briefly at the ending. But like, I think that's okay. Okay, sweet. And thank you so much. That's very, very sweet of you. You never need to, sir. Alrighty, how is everybody's week going? I'll sleep now. Sleep well, oh shit! Thank you very much, Reptron. Buy my alarm clock. Okay, look. Okay, sorry. First things first, let me turn on the BGM before I forget. That is way too loud. There we go. I'm sorry I'm late, okay? I'm like 1 minute late instead of 15 minutes early. I lost track of time working out, and then I needed to eat dinner. But thank you. That's very, very sweet. And also, it's free content. Can you do a handhold stream for the gem minigame? I will be doing a Pepe handhold, so if you need help with the gems, absolutely. If Walter's so good, why do you use her so rarely during a high-risk IS quiz? Wow, I wonder. My tongue can be your alarm clock. What do you mean by that? I hope Exia's #1. Welcome in, Exia! What I will say is I'm pretty sure of the top 4 on this list. You could say everything you have to say about Walter. We'll place it with Catapult. Fuck, that's so funny! No, that's way funnier! Why would you say that? Okay, where's Catapult? Okay. Damn it, that's so funny! Welcome in, Liu. Lovely to have you. Welcome in, NPC. Okay, Marshu, I've replaced Wishadel with Catapult, and I'm just never going to acknowledge that and just pretend it's Wishadel. God damn it, Rosen, why would you do this to me? Hope you got the PayPal, South wink wink. I do have a PayPal, but be responsible. Welcome in, JV3. Welcome in, Darkstar. I miss Wishadel. I wanted to vote for Apple Pie. So true. Okay, today, genuine question. And thank you for the follow, by the way. Okay. I have a poll over in YouTube, and this is something I legitimately want your answer to. Who is, in your opinion, the best character in the game? Is it Tragodia, X2ZA, also known as Eku Alta, or Wishadel? There is also a meme answer. Please like the stream while you're over there. I'd appreciate that. But if you don't, that's fine. Please answer the poll. Like, genuine question, because in my opinion, we all sort of agree on the top 3 or 4, but #1 is genuinely quite contentious. Best in meta, just from your perspective, whatever metric you would use, if someone asked who is the best character in the game, how would you answer? Twitch has a poll feature, yes, but it's time limited, whereas YouTube's I can leave it up the entire stream. Also, welcome in Hidely, welcome in PK Knife. Meme answer, Wishadel. Yeah, sorry. There are 4 options. There's Tragodia, X2ZA, and Crown Slayer, and then the meme answer of Wishadel. My bad. I didn't think about that. Is South bald? No, I'm not bald. Okay, do you guys... no, I'm not going to show it on stream. I can theoretically turn off my hair, but I shouldn't. Reptron again, still don't do likes. Thank you, that's very sweet of you, Reptron. When I say that, I'm not saying give me money instead. That's very kind of you, you do not need to. Clown Slayer carried me through chapter 17. That's not even out yet. You had a fever dream. Alrighty. So, for anyone who doesn't know, what is going on here? Over the last 2 months, I have done every week one tier list of one class of Arknights. Vanguards, guards, snipers, casters, and so forth. Every tier list has been in search of the 5 best characters of that class. And I have the list here. The 5 best Vanguards, the 5 best guards, the 5 best casters, and so on. And today, I will be ranking them as objectively as I can to find who is the best character in the game. Here are our categories. Best of the best. Top 5. 6 out of 10. 6 to 10. Incredible. 11 to 20. Great. 21 to 30. Solid. And 31 to 40. Barely qualified. Strict limits on each tier. These are obviously amazing. Every single character in this list is amazing. But there are strict limits on who can go where. I will make this in order. The first in the 6 out of 10 category is number 6. The last is number 10. And so on. Welcome in, Famous. Welcome in, Onchi. Welcome in, Slumbersum. Why is Pranix Ultra in the tier list? I have some CN characters in this list. The only ones I excluded were the new archetype of Guard and Vanguard and Sakiko. I understand through watching her how Praminix Ultra works. I cannot do that with Sakiko because she's based on collabs, and I cannot do that with the new Vanguard archetype strategist because we don't have the first strategist yet. So while there is a chance Silver Ash Ultra is the best Vanguard in the game, and I would even say it's quite likely, I would be misrepresenting my own knowledge by including him in the tier list. So, Silverash Alta and Sakiko are not here because they were disqualified, not because they don't deserve to be here. For all I know, they do deserve to be here. We're weeks from getting to Kiko. Yeah, I'm aware. Read number 1, I'm not biased. Welcome in, Fish. Lovely to have you. Welcome in, Earth. For now, I think Tragodia is really handy. Yeah, it seems half of you have voted Tragodia. So few of you vote Wishadel. I hard disagree on that. Did you know Pepe's friend has been announced on CC, on CN? Yes, Titty. Which, by the way, translates to penis. She got hit with the Ulpiana special, where his nicknames are Penis and Anus. But yes, so that's very, very exciting. Chat is just gay for Tragodia. I mean, have you seen him? I don't blame them. Okay, genuine informal poll. Type 1 in the chat if you're gay for Tragodia. Regardless of if you're man or woman. You know what we mean. 1 in the chat if you're gay for Tragodia. Let's just get this out of the... Okay, we have one person who disagrees. Welcome in, Killer Hub. She's mid. Crazy. Welcome in, Sweet Gato. Lovely to have you. Alrighty, let me hydrate. Imagine not being gay for Tragodia. That's what I'm saying, Piano. That's what I'm saying. Alrighty, let me have a sip of water, then we'll get started. I'll try not to yap too much. I usually do a 15-minute intro, but I started late, so... Welcome in, Mastery27. Lovely to have you. It'd be straight for me, 1 based. And yeah, to celebrate myself losing another 3 kilos, I bought myself a thing of lemonade. I wonder why I'm having trouble losing weight. As Stalkers, it's a real mystery. To celebrate losing weight, I bought some lemonade. Why am I having problems with this? If you need to be gay for someone to pick thorns, that's because he's Karen from Blue Archive and has massive titties. Hello there, Southern Chat. Welcome in, Willie! Alrighty. Enough stalling. I've now hydrated sufficiently. Let's get started. First off, with the Vanguards. And what I'm going to do... Okay, I see. I'm bald. Thank you, Marshu. What a waste of your channel points. The music is muted. I'm stupid. There you go. I watch on YouTube a lot and lurk. Well, it's lovely to have you. I spent 400 on yes. Yeah, you all bribed it to be yes. Howdy, South. Welcome in, Manga! Okay, so... I was planning to do the top 4, who I'm quite certain on, all in a row. Unfortunately, due to bribery reasons that won't be addressed, that would no longer make sense. It upsets me they've been all like operated something, they thought we couldn't figure it out. Yeah, exactly, like Purgatory. It used to be Purgatory and then they changed that. So, okay, actually, last tangent, I swear, and then I'll start the tier list. To anyone who doesn't understand how lame it is that Lava the Purgatory is named that instead of Purgatory, imagine if, in 2 months, they came out and said, oh, we're renaming Tragodia to Phantom the Tragodia. After he had already been Tragodia and everyone got used to that. Or if they came out and said, hey, we're renaming Necras to Oblana the Necras. And it's like, fuck off! She was already called Paragon! Purgatory! She was already called Purgatory! It makes me crash out! So yeah, that is why I'm particularly pissed off at that. Welcome in, Little Toad! Lovely to have you! Hello, South. Welcome in, Soul. Lovely to have you as well. Okay, so, we'll be going in this order. Vanguards, Guards, Casters, Medics, Supporters, Specialists, Defenders, and Snipers. And you might be thinking, hey South, that's out of order, what the fuck are you doing? The answer is I messed up while setting this up, and I'm just going to run with it. Welcome in, Shampoo, welcome in, Airfanthid. Lovely to have you. Oblana the Necras is diabolical, exactly. Okay, so, this one should be fairly non-controversial. This one should be nice and easy. But absolutely, without a doubt, one of the top 5 operators in the game is Inez. Inez does everything. and she has 0 weaknesses. She is a top-tier DPS, capable of out-damaging Thorns with his module. She is the best DP generator in the game, the most reliable source of bind in the game, applies a great slow even when she's off the field, applies invisibility reveal while off the field, meaning if you just want invis reveal, you don't even need to consume a squad slot. She has excellent range and can act as an outright AA carry due to her absurdly good damage, all the time generating DPS. In addition, she's incredibly cheap and ridiculously versatile, scaling super well with all kinds of buffs with her other skills, even though her S2 is her default. If Inez generated 0 DP, she would still be a top tier character. She feels like a year 7 unit. Absolutely she does. It is my genuine opinion that while this is not the case now, in the future, Wishadel will be worse than Inez. Wishadel's main niche is damage. She will get power crept eventually. I cannot see a world where Inez ever gets power crept. I don't think it'll ever happen. I think they fucked up. Because also, all of that, she's also a fast redeploy. Because fuck you. And a heli drop with bagpipe. Hey, YouTube, is, South, is YouTube buffering or is it just me? Okay, can anyone else in YouTube, can you confirm? Is YouTube buffering or is it just manga? Please do check, because I had really shit YouTube a few streams ago, so I hope that's resolved. I haven't missed the bribes, have I? You've only missed $37 of bribes, no. Welcome in, Chester! No? Okay, thank you all, thank you, sorry for that. Thank you all, and welcome in, Great Dan. No, apologies. I had a stream a few days ago where the lag was terrible on YouTube, to the point where I had to pin a message saying, hey, just come over to Twitch. This is not me, this is YouTube. Okay, welcome into Twitch Manga. Now, Vulpus. My go-to Vanguard, Inez Vulpus, in that order. And after that, Myrtle. However, there is no world in which I can justify Vulpus being in the top 5. We all already know where 3 more of these slots are going to. Realistically. Everyone who's being honest with themselves know where 3 more of the top 5 are going to. Vulpus is the second choice to Inez. She's never your first choice. I think she is still top 10 characters in the game. She is incredible. Welcome in, Gilan. Welcome in, Pineapple. Lovely to have you. Imagine Suzerain factory. Yes, plus you can reproduce more Suzerains if you're really into that. Plus she's very, very hot. You should make Myrtle her own tier. No, we'll get to Myrtle in just a second. Bagpipe. When Bagpipe came out, she was the best character in the game. She was legitimately #1 for years. Absolutely years. Like 3 years, Bagpipe was the character. Her talent is insane. She is a disgustingly amazing DPS unit. She outperformed boss-killing guards at their specialty. Welcome in, Dizzy Chi! You arrived right at the start this time. However, Inez didn't just power creep Bagpipe, she power crept Flagpipe. She takes both of their kits and does it better. She is better than 2 top-tier units, and she is only 1 squad slot. It is my opinion, this has kicked Bagpipe all the way down to solid, if not lower, same as Myrtle. If you want a DP generator these days, you do not go to Myrtle, you go to Inez. You do not go to Bagpipe, you go to Inez. She is Flagpipe by herself, plus a lot more. How many of you, when you actually stop and think about it, have just stopped using Flagpipe ever since you got Inez or Vulpus? Welcome in, Catsilia! I wouldn't even count Bagpipe as top 40. Yeah, these guys may go down. I'm being stricter with the top 10. I want to move people out of the top 10 as little as possible. These 2 may go down further. I'm not 100% sure. Are the Jibbies fixed? No, apologies. I doubt the woman that fights through hundreds of temple guards to visit her K-pop idol husband would mate with a normal dude. Yeah, look, Suzerain's dad is a Giga Chad. I feel like we would have trouble flirting with Suzu mom. I have neither Flagpipe or Inez. Oh, hard for you to say then, Hacker. I only used Myrtle, then you absolutely notice that Inez and Vulpes are both just drastically better. I used Elysium and Wanqing and Male Knights. Yeah, but that's different. I used Bagpipe with Inez for a while, then kind of realized it wasn't needed and Inez works fine without her. Is there a bigger true? Worldwide, is there a bigger true? The default is you go to Inez. If you need a second Vanguard, you go to Vulpes. If, in some god's forsaken, messed up CC situation, you then need even more DP, you will consider grabbing Bagpipe and Myrtle. I don't see Blaze Alter. This is the top 40 in the game, not characters who are older than 40. Otherwise, this would be like Degenbrecher, Schwartz, and Blaze. These 3-minute ads, I'm so sorry. Welcome in, Yuda. Oh, wait, you're still in an ad break, so you can't even hear me. I'm still using Texas? I used to, but with Vulpes, you just don't need to. She generates so much. Welcome in, Mystic! Lovely to have you. So, now, this one might actually be a bit of a controversial one. When she came... Oh, thank you so much for the Prime, Anna. I think you need to announce it for it to show, but thank you. So, this one is a controversial one. When she came out, Cantabile was better than Flagpipe as well. Oh, thank you so much, Retro. Oh, thank you very much, Anna. You're very sweet. You do not need to. Welcome in, Yida. Lovely to have you. And thank you both. Thank you for the 50 months. It's paid content. Welcome in, Dibs. Lovely to have you, Sweepy Boy Raid. Hell yeah. How are you going, Magpie? I'm shocked Shamari's in here. I'll explain when we get to her. I have a very valid reason for why Shamari and Sibylite are here. Oh, but welcome in, Dibs. How are you going, man? Lovely to have you. So, genuinely, when she came out, it is my opinion that Cantabile power crept Bagpipe and Myrtle combined. Almost as much as Inez did. Agents are so ridiculously strong, and Cantabile is busted even by agent standards. However, obviously, she is no longer anywhere near that good, courtesy of Vulpes and Inez. Is this a who's the most top operator tier? Yes, this is, oh, speaking of top operator real quick. Actually, who do you guys think this is gonna be? I did a top operator early. You know, I usually do one right before stream, but I figured this time instead of just hiding it, I'd actually show it off. Who do you guys think is this gonna be top operator? Oh, no top up. Oh, skill issue. Counter over Surfer? Yes. The reason Cantabile over Surfer is better at damage, Cantabile's over at DPS. Inez's main issue, she does too much damage and kills enemies too quickly. Also, thank you for the follow. Sorry, just realized I forgot to thank someone. I hope this is Nightingale. I've got a maxed out Shining. Let's see. Fuck yes! Let's go! Oh, amazing. Oh, okay. Hell yeah. Oh, that feels great. That feels great. That's a really good potential as well. Plus 10 res. Oh, man. Oh, what a sensation. So, back to the tier list. I will be very strict about the top 10. For now, Cantabile and Bagpipe in the same team is fine, even though I still think Cantabile is better than Bagpipe. Nightingale skin is so hot that it is. Not as hot as Shining's, though. Now, Ulpianus. Ulpianus is a hard one. In my opinion, in every single situation, Ulpianus is the best guard in the game. It is absurd how good he is. He's not my favorite guard. I prefer Degenbrecher and Mlinar to Ulpianus, but he is disgusting. Do I think he's top 5? Probably not. Is he top 10? Absolutely. Welcome in, Mayor. Lovely to have you. Ulpianus, I think I will put him slightly below Vulpes for now. In my opinion, Ulpianus' core weakness is that he costs DP to deploy. And he takes a while to activate his S2. That might not sound like much, but in my opinion, Vulpes and Inez do not have any weaknesses at all. They are both completely without downside. Like, I have had situations where even with Gladia, Ulpianus has died before he activates his S2. Vulpes' self-heal is disgusting, and Inez has her invisibility. This might change later on, but time will tell. Welcome in, bros. Welcome in, Matt. The Thorns SP curse, exactly. Cost DP to deploy like every other operator. He costs 25. I'm saying it's very hard. It's very hard to be in the top 10. It is insanely, insanely competitive. I will often... Vulpes can lane hold and can be an early game operator. Ulpianus can't do both. In some circumstances, Ulpianus needs Gladia and dies otherwise. Yes. And also, in some circumstances, even with Gladia, he dies unless you help him out to get his S2 active. He is also a top-tier boss killer with his S3, but that has the same initial weakness. Costing more than 3 DP is crippling. You say that as a joke, but it's really not. Like, it is genuinely my opinion that this would not be close if Inez didn't exist. If Inez was off this tier list, 100% is Vulpes better than him. In the context of Inez existing, he might be better than Vulpes. That is my opinion. But it's hard to compare because of that. There is a chance. But without that, Vulpes is disgustingly strong. You've certainly got some takes. Hey, I'm at least explaining myself. And thank you very much for the hype train. You're all very sweet. You do not need to. It is free content. Alright, next up, Cholbai. Now, I don't know what it is. Cholbai is slept on to such a disgusting degree. I feel like a lot of you think that Cholbai is mediocre. Genuine question, how many of you just kind of ignore Cholbai, have never used her, don't give a shit, and are probably confused why she's on this tier list? Be honest, because I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I have her, I don't know what she does, but leveled her. Yeah, no, like, exactly, Felix. That's just how it feels. That's just how it feels. She is mid. No, she's not. She shouldn't be top 10. No, I wouldn't put her in top 10. She's not top 10. Top 10's way too competitive. I like her, but I don't use her as much. That's absolutely fair. I ignored her, then my friend Denny got her, now she's mod 3. Yeah, once you try out Cholbai, she's just insane. I've built her, but don't use her. No, that's absolutely fair. That's absolutely fair. It's just one of those things where I feel like Cholbai is one of those operators who people just don't use, similar to Ascalon, because of when she came out, and her kit is slightly confusing. She is outrageously strong. First off, with any attack speed buff in the game, she can infinitely stall an enemy with her S1. Second off, her S3 is disgustingly good as a DPS skill. After a few seconds of build-up, which happens very, very quickly while doing damage, she just starts insta-killing everything. I've seen her chew through waves of really tanky elite enemies and kill a boss with the one S3 activation, and the uptime's really good. She has 100 self-attack speed buff on an amazing DPS skill. It is absurd. In my opinion, she is definitely a cut above Bagpipe, probably above Cantabile. I'll put her in top 20 for now. There is a chance she goes down to 21. She's definitely above barely qualified. There are some I'll be putting in there right away, others I'll need to think to myself. She requires good relics? She doesn't. Like, base Cholbai. I'm not even talking in IS. G'day, mate. Welcome in ADS! Yes, it is disgustingly warm. I have my cooling on. I am actually wearing clothing today for once, but I do have my cooling on. Pre-mod, Cholbai felt mid. Yes, pre-mod, she was mid. She was a solid all-rounder guard. After her mod came out, she got the Lord Guard treatment. Welcome in, Chris. Can Myrtle be upgraded to rank 1? No, I'm purely objective. I would never allow myself to be bribed. How dare you? Next up, Degenbrecher. Everything I said about Cholbai can be applied to Degenbrecher. It's just that people are more aware of it because it's easier to use. Degen is disgustingly strong. If she gets a little bit lucky, she infinitely fears enemies and can't die. In addition, when her S3 activates, everything in range dies. She is just Irene, but auto-charge. Melantha and Viziki in top tier, how much? Daha, be responsible! They're not even on the tier list. How would I add them to top 3? Top tier. Welcome in, lovely to have you. Degen to OP, kick her out? No. I think Degenbrecher and Cholbai is something I will need to think about. But I think they're in the same tier. Dagon is more burst-oriented. Cholbai has more sustained. Oh, thank you so much, Hypnos. Welcome in. Thank you for the 19 months. How have you been, man? It's lovely to have you. Never need to do that, sir. Auto-charging alone is power creep? Absolutely it is. Irene was a top-tier DPS, and Dagon is just Irene, but drastically better. And thank you, Hypnos. That's very, very sweet of you. Welcome in. You don't need to say hi with money! Giving her auto-recovery was a mistake. I do think she's slightly too broken, but then they added other characters, so it is what it is. Now, next up... Oh, sorry. Let me actually... The BGM immediately broke. Fuck my life. Why does it keep doing this? Are we considering teams? Independent performance. Absolutely. Part of the reason Inez is so good is she is flagpiped by herself. If you need another team, that is 2 team slots. Doesn't matter if it's Gladio or Lancet. That is a 2nd team slot. Welcome in, Kiara's. Is this the pool of all of your top 5 per class? Yes, it is. So, now, here is an actually controversial one. Mlynar. In my opinion, Mlynar is worse than Dagonbrecher and Cholbai. He's amazing. He is fantastic. He is incredible. This is not to say he's bad. This is how disgustingly competitive this is. Half of the time, Mlynar doesn't block enemies. His damage is not that much higher than characters like Dagon and Cholbai. Yes, it's higher, but it is not that much higher. He's incredibly satisfying to lose. He shreds everything in range. But half of the time, he will leak enemies and you need to plan around him. He cannot independently hold a lane. Even though his DPS is incredible, every single person on this list has incredible DPS. Absolutely absurd DPS. I might actually put him in the top 20 for now. He will probably go down. Not for everyday use, exactly. Lazy kinda stole his high-end use cases, and he's very hard to use in everyday use anyway. The taunt sometimes helpful? Absolutely. He was amazing when he came out. Oh yeah, just to clarify. When Mlynar came out, he was here. When he came out, he was here. But keep in mind, Mlynar came out years ago. He came out fucking years ago. He predates like Inez, Ulpianus, Volpus, and Dagon, I'm pretty sure. Why is Twitch chat invisible? Because no one hears a word they say. Are the memories gone? Are you feeling numb? Have we all become invisible? You know what I'm saying? So no, I'll put him in top 20 for now. I'll think about him later. I think he is worse than Dagon and Cholbai. I've mostly seen him used for wide range over Dagon. Exactly. Dagon is a lot of people's go-to. She's disgustingly good. I forget how old Mlynar is. Yeah, like, when he came out, he was absolutely top 5 in the game. But these days, not so much. I can't read it on screen. Let me just turn off your filter. Shit, really? It didn't register that? Okay, 1 second. Twitch, why are you doing this to me? Let me increase the similarity. No, that didn't work. Smoothness. No, that also didn't work. Key color reduction. That also didn't work. Contrast. No. You know what? I'm just gonna... I'm just gonna turn it off and make you smaller. There you go. Apologies for that. Surta for Enfield. Yeah, it's so true, so true. I didn't watch the guard list. Where's Surta? In my opinion, these days, Surta has fallen off. By virtue of ranged DPSs. She is absolutely top 7 guards. I don't think she's top 5. Arts Liberator debuff? Absolutely. Guards are just so disgusting, like, because this one was hard for me. This next one was hard for me. Zula. Holy shit. Is he outrageously good. He is so disgustingly good. In my opinion, when I actually sat and thought about it, Zula is better than Surta. But I think the highest I can put him is there, and he will probably end up wrapped lower. The inconvenience of not being able to heal him gives a hard cap on when he can be useful. Dagon loses to her. They do different jobs. Dagon is a lane holder. Surta's a boss killer. The problem is, over the 5 years since Surta came out, we've gotten so many outrageously strong boss killers. If you want a unit dedicated to boss killing, you can use Wishadel, you can use Extusia, you can use Tragodia, you can use Monster. We've just gradually gotten more and more characters taking small chunks of her use case. most people just don't use Surta anymore. And when I stopped and think about it, there have been 2 cases this year I've thought to myself, I want Surta, and taken her. I just have better options. Welcome in, Topaz! I do like how each of this unit is more powerful than the top one in comparison to most gacha games. Exactly. Zelda's immortal and have rest red? Yeah, she's incredible. She's incredible. She's an amazing character. Bottom tier Snake Boy, keep him away from my daughter. Well, Ami is not on this list, so putting him in the bottom tier puts him closer to your daughter. But no, Surta is absurdly good, just when I thought about it. I legitimately think all 5 of these guards are better than her. Swire not top 1. Swire is not on the list! Last time I used Surta was in CC. Exactly, like, genuinely. When was the last time you all used Surta? It's been a while, right? She's still amazing. It's just we've got so many other options that are just as good and slightly different, and they just end up taking most of her use cases. Yesterday, fair enough. Not once this year. That's what I am as well. Feels weird to think of Surta as a year 2 op. Exactly. Like, she's so iconically amazing that after 5 years of power creep, most other boss killers are now just at her level. And they're all relatively comparable to her. But I think she has lost that absolute wow factor because they panicked and started changing the game. In the same way, you ever look at a map and you just know they placed these tiles to stop you using Wishadel? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, right? We've all seen those maps where they come out and you can just see that they have put random undeployable tiles next to the range tiles to stop you from using Wishadel. They did the same shit with boss design for Surta. Not always, but consistently. Next up, this one's a bit of a hard one. This one is. This character is either top 5 or top 6. Lappland Alta. It is actually hard for me to rank. So for now, I will put her in number 6. And when I get to the other, I'll debate them. She is outrageously strong. You deploy Lappland, every time it's up, you activate her S3, and everything on the field dies. And it has really good skill cycles. Incredible damage. She is absurd with her S3 active. And then she gains a 25% damage buff after 30 seconds. They also did Ifrit in year 1. Exactly. Logos is better than Lap Alta. In theory, yes. But in terms of practice, I know so many people who use Lap Alta more than Logos. I'm one of them. Logos doesn't have global range. Welcome in, Little Cat Gaming. Welcome in, Cub. Welcome in, Johnny. Outrageously strong, but only one usable skill. No, her other skills are usable. It's just the Surta problem of one of them is so ridiculously amazing. Like, Logos is incredible. He power crept, in my opinion, Logos power crept every single other caster in the game except Golden Glow and Lappland Alta, who have the one niche he doesn't have, which is being incredibly casual friendly. You don't care where you put down Lappland. You don't need to pay attention to her. You just activate her skill. Logos, you need planning. You need to time your burst. Lappland doesn't give a shit. She spawn camps multiple lanes. Welcome in, Az. Best operator is Sand Reckoner. Okay, goodbye, Az. You're getting banned. She's push button, win stage. Absolutely. In my opinion, absolutely. I'm not sure if I will put her in top 5 or top 6. I will debate that when I get to them. But it is not Logos who power creeps her. Logos' elemental injury keeping him around? Absolutely, and his elemental injury is incredible, but it has range restrictions. You underestimated the power of Forked in a squad. True, my bad. Skalta Doko. Skalta's not on this list. She's fallen off over time. She takes way too long to get active. Way, way too long. Where's Yado 2? I'll get to that. I'll explain why I picked Texas instead of Yado. Once we're up to specialists. Who bribed Catapult? What are you talking about? That's Wishadel. Golden Glow's better than Lap Alta. In my opinion, no. Golden Glow gets completely screwed over by her range limit. She will always prioritize the lowest defense unit on the stage. This, I forget exactly, I forget the exact trigger, but she has a weird targeting that means any stage with some kind of immobile enemy mechanic Golden Glow is useless. She cannot be used. She will always attack the stage gimmick with her S3, making it completely worthless. This happens fairly often. So, for example, in Harold's event... no, that's... shit. I can't... Anytime there's a pillar where you can attack it, she will always attack them instead of enemies. You're thinking Lappy? No. Lappy's wolves target whoever is closest to them. They prioritize the closest enemy to them. Golden Glow, because of her infinite instant global range, often screws herself open. Does that not happen with Laptop? If Lappland's wolves lock onto it, they won't get off it because they don't move onto a target until it dies. But Lappland's wolves just go to the closest enemy. So you can work around it. Golden Glow, you cannot. If you're on one of those stages, Golden Glow is useless. She is completely normal to targeting. Anyone with a big range has the same problem. Absolutely. Lappland just works around it. Because all of the immobile stage mechanics are treated as on a blue box, so she will always target them. Hi, welcome in Unordinary! She ignores pillars. No, she doesn't, Reptron. No, she doesn't. Pillars are treated as 0 from the blue box. She will always prioritize them. That is the problem. Like, try her out in any of those events if you can think of one. She will ignore enemies leaking into the blue box to target these pillars. Lappy also hits devices that are unkillable if it's the nearest to. Yes, but Lappland's wolves have a trajectory. They need to move. So if you just place her well, you can still use her on the stage. Golden Glow, regardless of where you place her, instantly locks on to that pillar and cannot get off it ever. Lappland, you can still use her S3 on those stages, even if it's worse, because once she locks onto that, you're screwed for the rest of that activation. She often ignores bosses until all enemies are dead. Exactly. Lappland gives you more control over who gets hit where. In a Blana event, both Gigi and Lappland got fucked. Yes, but Lappland can sometimes cheese around it. Okay, next up. Pramanix Alta. She's not out yet. I feel like a lot of people don't understand what Pramanix Alta does, and I do not blame you. What Pramanix Alta does, and the reason she's so ridiculously high up in this list, is she freezes everyone across 5 lanes and makes it so that the blue box gains 3 block and can be healed. She makes it so that enemies, instead of leaking, get blocked by the blue box, which can be healed by Perfumer and Sculptor, and is treated as an enmity unit, while doing insane damage and freezing them. Melandra and Mizuki, how much? Top tier, how much? You would need to bribe them onto the tier list first, Daha. Be responsible. Sir, be responsible. Please, please. You would need to... They're not even on the tier list. How would you bribe them to top 1? How dare you insinuate I could be bribed? Not what I asked how much. You know I could just set it unrealistically high, like 50 subs, and say fuck you, right? Thanks to the follow, Peter. Lovely to have you. Does the freeze box benefit from IS relics? I'm not sure on that. I've not used her myself. But Pramanix is outrageously strong. I legitimately think Pramanix power creeps Logos. She is the only defensive caster where the niche entirely works. Utility is always killing Arknights? Yes. Logos does amazing damage, Pramanix does slightly less damage, but the sheer utility she brings is outrageous. I cannot wait for her. She is incredible, and she also comes with Silver Ash Alta, who, while he's not on this list because he's confusing and hard for me to rank, is equally incredible. Blue Box being freeze is so funny. Exactly. If nothing else, she has an incredibly satisfying minigame. Gigi's drones switch target 1 by 1 upon exploding. Yes, but if there's a stationary pillar, she will switch back onto them. Also, welcome in Exalt. Pramult already power crept Logos for AFK. Yes, she is the best AFK caster in the game. She is outlandishly good. Disagree, how often do you use the blue box? No, Sten. That is a very small part of her kit. In addition to her outrageous damage and borderline permanent freeze, if you then leak an enemy, they don't leak. They get blocked by the blue box. Like, if with all of this damage, you still fuck up, the blue box itself stops the enemy from leaking. Just to confirm 50, yes, but be responsible. It's called blue box, exactly. You don't need to block the blue box? No, you don't. But if everything goes wrong, she still manages to hold them in place and makes a borderline unkillable blue box. In my opinion, she is there. Why do I open my stupid fucking mouth? Okay, thank you. That's very sweet of you, Daha. Daha, that's very kind. Be responsible. Thank you. That's very kind. Golden Glow targets pillars when no enemies on the stage. No. She always targets the pillars over enemy soup. The pillars are counted as 0 from the blue box. She will always target pillars and never target enemies unless the pillars disappear. Okay. Daha, which two characters were that? Which two characters? I'll add them to the list and add them at the end. That's very shit. Which two were they? That's very sweet of you. You do not need to. It's free content. Melantha and Mizuki. Okay. Real quick. Let me just. Okay. There's one. Let me just add them right there, and no one ever ask any questions. Thank you. That's very, very sweet, man. Welcome in Centurion. How much HP does the blue box have? A fucking lot.
Please,
a real
Chad,
lot.
Give me money. Please,
And no,
Chad,
thank you.
give
It's very,
me
very
money.
sweet. You do not need to. Yo, you're in number 2 now. Congratulations.
Please, Chad, give
Oh shit! Wait. Are we in fucking 700 now? Okay, no, we're at 696. Thank goodness. Oh god. Okay. The goal is not to hit that 800 joke. Guys, that was a joke bet. No, stop that. Ethan should be there, in my opinion. No. The blue box isn't HP, it's hit count, which is funnier. Yeah, it's so disgustingly strong. No. Thank you, Daha. That's very, very sweet. You never need to, sir.
It's free content, Mickey.
Thank you. That's very kind. You don't need to now additionally go and snipe people. Okay, thank you. That's very, very sweet. Sorry, I need to focus. I need to get onto the tier list. It's hit count, yes. The blue box is hit count. It is disgusting how good the blue box is, and that is such a small part of her kit. Okay, the soundtrack broke again. That's let me fix that. Welcome in, and thank you very, very much, Plum. You do not need to. It's not? Okay, someone just lied to me. I haven't used her myself. She's just disgustingly strong. Welcome in, Plum. Welcome in, Darby. How are you going?
Those WHO want to get subbed.
You do not need to, sir. You do not need to. Okay, I was wrong about it being hit count. I've not used her myself. And I rarely see it block because she does incredible damage and perma-freezes. Oh, thank you, Plum. That's very, very sweet. Okay, there we go. Now everyone's satisfied and we can stop and get back to the tier list, right? Thank you all very much. You're all so ridiculously supportive. You do not need to be. It's free content. No, not 100 left. Fuck off. I disagree on GG targeting. There are pillars with taunts and there are pillars without. Yeah, but it comes up sometimes. Lappland can work around it. Golden Globe can't, is what I mean. And thank you. Welcome in, Sifter.
It's paid content.
Thank you, Daha. What happens at 700? Nothing. There's no 700 bet. I just checked it as 3,500 HP, 800 defense, 15 res, and block 3. Yes, and it's enemy, so it can be healed by Perfumer and Skadi Alta. I'll be honest, I know nothing of what's going on. Lovely to have you. Thank you. That's very kind. Okay, sorry, 1 second. Let me just reset myself so I'm not sounding cringe and crying while I'm trying to do a tier list.
He's paid content.
Thank you, Daha. That's very sweet. Also, welcome in, Ming Hai. Lovely to have you, and thank you for that. Okay, no, the only sub bet we have is 800. Where I need to get a maid outfit, unironically e-beg, do a partner push, and a bunch of other things. Thank you, Peter. That's very, very sweet of you. Thank you. That's really kind. No, stop. We're not hitting 800 subs today. No, stop that. No, not 90 more. What? You're very kind. It's free content. Thank you, Peter. That's very, very sweet of you. You do not need to. It's free content, okay? It's free content. It's a summon, so summon relics work, and it has negative taunt. Yes. The block is incredible. Jessica GG ignores the pillars. It happens in some, it doesn't happen in all of them. Somehow Pramanix Ulta has a revive, but Fiametta doesn't, and I'm so salty. Yeah, revives didn't really work. South suffering from success. Look, I'm sorry. I'm trying to focus on a tier list, but then I feel bad, and people have given me so much money, and thank you. You're all really, really sweet. So a gift subs. Wait, a gift subs what? What does that mean? A gift subs C. Gift subs are free? No, they're not! Thank you for the follow, Cookie. Okay, just to check, how many of you were under the impression that gift subs were free? How many of you thought gift subs were free? They're not. They cost money. That's why they take your payment information. They take your payment information because you're buying something. It's not just free. Gift subs are free? No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not free. You're making shit up again. What's the goal at 800? The 800, I need to make a 900 sub goal, get a maid outfit, do a partner push, and I think do account reviews every day for a week. I think that was it. I think that's it, but I'm not 100% sure. Gift equals free, not how it works. Totally free welcome Intel Cape. No, they're not. He is forgotten by the devs. Ulta win. I really like Fiametta's kit, even though she does need a bit of a buff. What the fuck is account reviews every day? Thank you, God, that's very sweet. Will you show off the maid outfit? Yes. Much like all of the cosplays I owe, I will dress up on that IRL, take a photo, and send it in the Discord. Thank you, Tom. That's very, very sweet of you. Okay. Let's just... If I just stop acknowledging it, if I stop acknowledging it, you guys will stop. Let's get back to the tier list. So, Pramanix, she's really good. She's really, really fantastic. In my opinion, better than Logos, which is insane because Logos is incredible.
Paid content.
Thank you, Taha. That's very sweet of you. Gift sub tier list? No, I'm not tier listing people who've given me money. I am very incredibly thankful for every person who's ever given me even a single cent or a single dollar. You do not need to. It's free content. I'm just honored to be an e-clown dancing on the internet with people to talk to, okay? But thank you. You're very sweet. You do not need to. I go into every stream expecting nothing. 0 cents, $0. I just hope that people will show up and keep me company. You do not need to. It's free. Please make sure you're taking care of yourselves, okay? Maid outfit in the Discord. I'll have to join that. It'll take months, but sure. For anyone who wants the Discord link, since it's currently broken on YouTube, here you go. Is it allowed taking photos when you're a spy? I'm not a spy. I'm still not a spy, despite popular request. Who's making the cat? I shall not forgive you. What do you mean by that? Okay. I'm sorry. Let's get back to the tier list. Logos. Logos is outlandishly strong, but I don't think he's in the top 10. I think Pramanix and Lappland Ulta are more people's default casters, even though Pramanix is a supporter. Oh no, to be fair, she is a caster. Even though I think those two are the default go-to casters for a lot of people, which is absurd because of Logos, when he came out, was easily top 5. But we've gotten so many outrageously strong DPSs recently. I think he's at the top of the top 20. I think he's probably number 11 or 12. I don't think he's number 10. Logos has fallen off. Unironically, yes. Logos is still disgustingly strong. But these days he's like your third choice for a ranged DPS, which is so disgusting. Like, think about that. Think about how absurd that is! Pretty sure South's real job will end up with you dead if you guess correctly. I'm joking, by the way. Yeah, glad you're joking. No, I'm not that important. I just can never say what my job is, or even allude to it properly. And I can't really talk about a lot of work stories. It is what it is. I pulled and got Zula. How cooked am I? He's one of the best characters in the game. He's amazing. You're important for me? Well, thank you, Taha. That's very sweet. That doesn't mean you need to give me money. Your money's for you. I stream for free, but thank you. Haze is the strongest caster. She gives minus 75 max HP. So fucking true. So true. You know, actually, that's actually straight facts. Haze is the strongest caster. No matter what, she inflicts minus 75% HP.
Please, chat.
No, Marshu, no. We're not hitting 800 today. I'm gonna fucking morb. I am so screwed if we hit 800. I'm going back to work next week.
Give me money.
I don't want to spend every afternoon doing account reviews. Is there any operator who should be in top 10 or 20 but isn't in the top 5? I would have to think about them more. Bro, working the block? No, I just work for the government. It is what it is. What happens when we hit 800? I've got it jotted down somewhere. Let me just check and read it out so there's no confusion. I jotted it down thinking it would be months. Okay, if I hit 800, I need to do account reviews for a week. I didn't clarify every day of the week, just every stream slot. E-begging, parentheses partner push. That is e-begging people to show up on Twitch. And then do an IRL cosplay of a maid and take a photo. So that's it. That's all you get. That's nothing. Save your money. It's for you. 30-day account review? No. 7 days. Take it or leave it. You know what? 6. I always take at least 1 day off. Not so much? No, it's not. Okay, let's get back to the tier list. KB. When KB came out, KB was not quite top 5, but absolutely top 10. She has held up incredibly well. Outlandishly well. But she's still kind of fallen off. Slightly. I'm of the opinion that she is the gatekeeper for Solid. I think she is the best Solid operator you can get. Maybe top 20. Maybe I'll push her up. For now, I'm going to keep her as the gatekeeper. If someone is better than KB, I will put them in great. If they're worse, I'll put them in solid. Thank you, Daha. That's very sweet. I need to build KB for CC Beta. Yeah, KB is incredible in high-end content and stat creep. It's just general stages. It's not worth using her over a general... Thank you, Daha. That's very sweet of you. Oh, God, no. No, stop. We're almost at 800. Maybe I should raise my sub limit to 1k. No, I already set another stupid 1k bet. If we ever hit 1k, I need to get a figurine and do another subathon. Or a chibi. Either a figurine or a chibi. KB's nice for specific problems, but decent. Yeah, exactly. KB is a really solid DPS. She's incredible for year 1, but she is a specialist. You use her in certain situations, not as your default go-to. She is overall excellent. She'll never be bad, but she's usually not amazing. She's only amazing in certain situations. She is, for me, currently the gatekeeper. Better than KB, you're great. Worse than KB, you're solid. Gatekeeper like Benchmark? Yes. Welcome in Sturo. Benchmark is, in this case, a synonym. She is the benchmark. I'm temporarily putting her as 21, and I will only put people in great if I think they're better than KB. She's not a specialist, so true as. Situational god tier? Absolutely. K versus defense. It is very funny that KB is the best character because every time they power creep and increase enemy defense, she just gets stronger. Okay, this is a very small thing. Contingency Contract used to have buffs that were 100% of the enemy's defense. Now they've removed that and made it plus 300 instead. Not 300%, a flat 300, or 400, or 500. Because if you double the enemy's defense, KB just insta-kills them. It was a free risk that made it easier for you. KB is one of the OG characters like Lappland who completely changed how they needed to do game balancing. They have to change from defense to damage reduction? Unironically, yes. Next up, Reed. Now, a lot of you might be confused and think, South, why is there 6 medics? Is it because touch doesn't count? No. Reed is not a medic. Let me say it again. Reed Alter, not a medic. Welcome in, Jaxus. Here is the situation. You use Reed Alter. I want arts damage. You do not think I want healing and bust out Reed Alter. She does heal? Yes, she does heal. She does heal, but her primary use case is AoE arts damage debuffs, especially against groups of enemies. Oh, the caster that heals? Yeah, exactly. She is a caster who heals from doing damage, not a healer who does damage. To break phone, yeah, she is a PC test. She is a can your PC run Crisis modern era. So, she is an outstanding arts DPS. That being said, she has a lot of weaknesses. If there are no squishy enemies to die to her S3 does no damage. She insta-kills everything the second one of them does, but until she can get that first kill in range, she has bad healing and bad damage. Likewise, she only heals if she does damage. Enemies like the Rat King with a shield completely fuck her over. My opinion, Reed is one of the characters who is barely qualified. She is absolutely top 40, but she is not competitive to the rest of the 40. I started around her event. Siege was my 6-star starter. I'm sorry for your loss. Can we add Ablana to this list? No. Ablana is like a 6 or 7 out of 10 character with a really fun minigame. Like, I love Ablana. She's hot as hell. I'm an edgelord. Okay, look. Have you seen my outfit? Of course I love Ablana. But she's not top 40 in the game. Absolutely not. Hi, welcome in, Holyak! She's great when working with Arturia. That she is. Banana, yeah, so true. Banana and nice ass. Hydrate, yes sir. Even without squishy enemies, her S3 is still good. Yeah, but killing trash got power crept by Logos S1. Burst damage with her S3 got power crept by Logos S3. Now her main use, ironically enough, is that she also heals while doing damage. So Logos just kind of ate her shit with his S1 being permanent and having the execute. So he's just better against weaker enemies. Reed is included in Logos power creeping every single caster outside of KB and Golden Glow. Next up, Monster. You might be thinking South. Monster's the character you're thinking of for top 5, right? You love Monster. True damage, amazing healing, and an attack speed buff. No. In my opinion, Monster is number 7. The definitive number 7. She is not top 5. She's not. There are situations where you don't need her buff, don't need her damage, don't need her healing. And she's completely irrelevant because other characters can do it themselves. In these days of role compression, Vulpes heals herself. Ulpianus heals himself, including of negative statuses. Inez doesn't take damage in the first place. Lappland, global range. So while she is an insanely good healer and buffer and DPS, she is not as versatile as someone like Lappland Alta or Inez. And very often, you'll cut a healer out of your team these days. Because you just don't need them as often, despite her absurd damage buff. I love Monster. I'm very biased. I could even see an argument for her to only be in the top 20. If you'll Haruka, yes, I will get to that. Don't worry. You spoiled a surprise. Mon is role compression of Cal. Yes, she is beta Cal. Do you think Mystima's niche has been power crept? Yes, not in the way you're thinking of. Mystima's S3 was always worse against bosses than Suzerain and Saria S3s. The problem is that Ascalon has power crept her S3 against waves of enemies. S3 true damage area, so true. What? Welcome in, Aiden. Yes, sir. Word, W. Now, silence. I'ma be so dead ass. I'ma be so dead ass. What's your criteria for best operator? Role compression and how many niches? Yes. Welcome in, Wishadel. Okay, L, here is an example. If you had Inez, Lappland, and Monster on your team, and you needed to remove one of them, you would not pick Inez. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is the default. She is always going to be prioritized. That is why she's ranked higher than them. I am much more likely to cut Ulpianus as a guard out of my team than I am Vulpes. Because yes, he's unkillable, but he's unkillable after a certain amount of time, versus Vulpes, who's a very respectable DP damage dealer, amazing DP generator, self-healer, and incredibly reliable lane holder, and actually makes use of her 2-block. So this is in order every step of the way. Basically, would you cut this character for this character? As an example, Mlinar does more damage than Chobai and Dagonbreaker. I think a lot more people would pick Dagon over Mlinar because his drawback of half of the time not having a block. Okay, now, here is going to be a slightly controversial one again. Medics? Thank you so much. On a scale of 1 to 10, how broken is Eku S2, level 7, skill level 7, level 60 that only uses third skill and characters not on this list? Still in the top 40, but okay, Ektuzie with her S3 is in solid, in my opinion. She is a solid unit. She'd be in the top 30. She is not in the top 5. With her S2, she's gonna be top 5. You might be thinking, South, you've gone through so many amazing characters. Who's the top 5? Think about it for 3 seconds. Wishadel, Trigonia, Exia. Top 5 is incredibly full. And no, thank you, Zeno. That's very sweet. So no, I would mark her as a 9 out of 10. Eku with her S3, 8 or 9 out of 10. In that case, I think Chobai needs to be further lower. I see the argument for that, but personal experience, Chobai is so disgustingly strong. Can we have touch but playable everywhere? Yes, that is the problem. So, Silence. Silence is the best general use medic for plain medics. Nothing else, just medic. She is the medic. Monster is a DPS supporter medic. Silence is a medic flat. Reed is a caster medic. Silence is a medic flat. She is barely qualified to be in the top 40, even though she's one of the best medics in the game. Likewise, Tolopsis, barely qualified to be in the top 40. Aya, barely qualified to be in the top 40. Touch, top 30, and only held back by the fact that you can only use her in IS. In IS, if you ever get a medic voucher with Touch, it doesn't matter what you think you were doing, you're recruiting Touch now. Welcome in, Draco. Lovely to have you. I don't think Silence should be here considering the existence of AoE Alta. Silence has better uptime with the global healing and does AoE healing. Out of Touch, yeah, she is amazing. True. Medics are great, but why heal when you can kill? Yes. That is the problem they all have. Even Tolopsis' SP generation, it is hard to justify bringing now that you have so many incredible DPSs who self-heal and other DPSs like Lappland who can kill from afar. Even if we count for Aya removing elemental damage, yes. How often does that come up? Whenever there's elemental damage, she is god tier. This is another case of Lappland Original, the 5-star, with Silence. These days, there just aren't many use cases because she breaks the mechanic, so they just stopped using it. Welcome in, Amarez! Lovely to have you. Touch can touch your soul? Yes, she can. By the way, if Touch was available outside of IS, she would be here. Zero question. Because it doesn't matter if you don't need a medic. Touch triples your SP generation. She removes the concept of downtime from every character in the game. It is disgusting. And with attack speed, it gets even better. But because she's only available in IS, even though she is the default, if you get her, you always take her, she's not top 5 because you can't use her very often. Quadruples, actually, it depends on the situation. She is god tier broken. That is why she's the only one who makes it out of barely qualified. But, like, think of it. The first thing to cut these days is a medic. Oftentimes, you'll bring Saria or Shu. Once you're a late game player. You won't bring a medic, you'll bring Shu. You won't bring a medic, you'll bring Ulpianus. They heal themselves. You don't need to worry about medics as often. Once you're a veteran player. The enemies need to have taken damage. Tolopsis doesn't have that. Yes, but, Touch gives, like, 7 times the SP gen than Tolopsis. So, if you can manage to make your units take small amounts of chip damage, Touch drastically outperforms Tolopsis. It is disgusting how good she is. I bring Shu and a medic since I don't do veteran player content. No, that's fair, that's fair. Silence over Tolopsis and Aya? Yes. In my opinion, yes. I didn't realize how amazing Silence was until I did her masteries. Her S2 has functionally no downtime. It is absurd how quick that gets back up, and it does really good AoE healing. With Silence on your team, it doesn't matter who you're running, she can solo heal your entire team. Aya can't. Tolopsis can't. They have other niches, but she is John Medic. If you want a no frills included medic, Silence is incredible. In IS, HP chip loss is easy. Exactly. If Touch is released, should get nerfed. Unfortunately so. If they released Touch as is, they have fucking given up on balancing. I was surprised by how many people slept on Silence. I thought about it more. The reason people slept on Silence is they look at her masteries and they think they're terrible. Because all it does is decrease SP cost. That's it. But because she starts charging her SP while her drone is on the field, it is so ridiculously amazing. Give Touch talent that drains HP, that would be insane. But no, I was the same Zeta. You guys just have, you're sleeping on Touch. Now, you're sleeping on Silence. I do think Rita's a bit low. She might go up. She could go up potentially. There's a reason she's above the others. She's the most likely to go up. It's just, this is looking pretty full. I'm not sure how many are worse than her. So, is Telopsis better than Warfarin? Yes. Warfarin is a buffer. Telopsis is a medic. If you don't need a medic, Warfarin is a buffer, but she got power crept by monster in almost every situation. Because plus 60 attack speed and plus 20% attack is almost always better than plus 50% attack, outside of, like, specifically Ray. Now, surprising nobody. Does a single person need explanation here? Legitimately. Any single person. Do you need an explanation for why Tragodia is in the top 5? Yes, why this cat there? Okay. I will pretend that this is being asked in good faith. Here is a list of what Tragodia does. Infinitely stall bosses with true AoE that will kill non-elite enemies for free with a global range summon that's a fast redeploy and doesn't take a deployment slot. In addition, assuming they somehow survive his true damage, nullifies their next 3 attacks, completely fucking over their animations. Oh, thank you, Dar. In addition, his normal attacks apply the same fucking debuff. He can permanently stall enemies with his S1 and any buffer. In addition, he has his S3, which is a global range nuke that freezes every enemy in place for like 70 seconds. Even less brain cells required than Whir. I would not go quite that far. I think Whir is the lowest brain cells required in the game. Tragodia is absurd. The reason Virtuosa is not on this list, Tragodia. There is no longer a reason to use Virtuosa. The reason Shamari and Civilite are on this list is Tragodia. Why would you justify bringing someone else when Tragodia is better? The only reason is if you don't have him. The others have use cases, however narrow. Most supporters lost their entire kit to Tragodia, worse than casters to Logos. And thank you, Darhart. It's very sweet of you. Tragodia is so strong, game devs made the bear. Exactly. He doesn't sound too broken. Try him out. He can infinitely stall any enemy while doing AoE nukes that also stop enemies from attacking. And are free, and have a low cooldown, and a global, and have really wide AoE and repath the enemies. And also often frees them in place. And then also just, it does lots of damage on top of that. Have a good day. I stayed up all night. Sleep well, Yida! Can't wait for bosses to be lure immune. That would be very, very funny. His cat is stronger than any executor in the game. It is. Sounds pretty weak. They need a buff him. So true. Yo, Southard, welcome in, Billy Bob! Lovely to have you! How you going? How you going? They need a buff. Yeah, I remember someone in the Discord was saying that Inez doesn't do enough. She's way too weak. They need to add more utility. What's up with that? We should all clown that guy. My boy got a glow up. He did. Where is Mantra? I cannot rate Mantra. I haven't used her enough. I don't think she's top 5 of her class. I need to use her to experiment more. Lure immune the stationary ones. He's even good against them because the damage and the attack prevention. Welcome in, Violet. Lovely to have you. He forgot my alias. You're correct. I did. Why no Yoto Alter? I will get to that when we get to specialists. Don't worry. Bear with me for a second while we deal with the rest of the supporters. So, Haruka. What the fuck were they thinking? What in the actual fuck were they thinking with Haruka's kit? Haruka is the Wish-Adele of medics. That might sound like a buzzword. That might not make sense. Here is what Haruka does. Permanently, with no downside, every unit in your range is immortal. What the fuck? She power creeps every medic in the game except Monster as a debuffer. It's also Sanctuary, so it stacks with Ulpianus and Gladia. So, yeah, I think she goes here. I think she goes there. I think she is number 11, and the reason Logos is number 12. Sanctuary, it is amazing. Another strong op that's not limited. Yeah, it's absurd. So if anyone's thinking on skipping Haruka and Hoshiguma, I would say don't. You should pull them. Holy hyperbole. Anna, it really isn't. She has bursts of 60% Sanctuary, and every time an ally gets hit, the enemy gets levitated for a few seconds, and also the ally gets healed. It is so disgustingly good at healing. Her unconditional Sanctuary is better than any other conditional Sanctuary in the game. She is unconditional 30% Sanctuary or bursts of 60. I'd argue that she's better than Pram. I could see the argument, but Haruka can't kill enemies. It sounds silly, but you don't need to keep your units alive if the enemies are dead. Welcome in, Jester. Does she power creep Holhyak? Yes, she's the best levitate unit in the game. 30% unconditionally? Yes, she can hit 100% uptime 30% on everyone in range. In addition to all of her other buffs, including good healing and bubbles, which levitate enemies when they attack, which completely screw over multi-hit enemies like Patriot, meaning they only do a quarter of their damage. It's funny how she and Wish-Adele came from that archetype. It is. It's so goofy. She is AoE arts. Yeah, but like, Sten, when you're comparing her to characters like Lappland and Logos, do her AoE arts matter? No. They don't exist. You don't notice them. Can't wait for the broken instructor guard, if only, Little John. One of these days. Monster doing damage is what makes her usable in IS. Yes, plus the attack speed boost is basically a King's Lance. It's insane. Okay, next up, Radiant. If we're talking IS6... dead ass, she's better than Tragodia. It's so fucking stupid. Radiant can just basically solo IS6. What the fuck? At D15, she can solo floors 1 to 3. It's so stupid. But outside of IS6, she is barely qualified. She does not really make the cut. In my opinion, she is one of the lowest in the top 40, despite being the easiest to use and most versatile summoner. She can solo I6 consistently at D15. I've never done that myself, so I can't validate. I have not been able to solo floor 4 or 5 with her, but I'm not surprised you can. What about Ling? No, Ling is inconvenient because of the summon's DP cost. Radiant is drastically cheaper and has a dedicated mode all about showing her off. So imagine if Reclamation Algorithm had a buff which made Ling free, gave her summon 0 DP cost and 0 cooldown, and uncapped the amount of summons you could summon. So you could fill the entire stage with Ling Dragons. The entirety of IS6 was created to show off Radiant. Barely qualified, definitely? Yeah. Because she only shines in one specific section of one mode. What does the summoner tier list look like? I would put Radiant number 1, then obviously Ling. She costs nothing to level. Yep. She's guaranteed welfare. You cannot spend resources on her, and you will eventually get her maxed out by playing. Depends on stages. She can't get through Exemplary Service. She absolutely can. I've used her on Exemplary Service. I've soloed that stage with her before. It is just relic dependent. This is what pisses me off about IS6. I agree. I think IS6 is way too designed about Radiant. They should have let Radiant be able to use 4 summons outside of IS6. I agree. Does Ablana count as a summoner? I would put Ablana above Ling on the summoner tier list. Ablana is much comfier to use. Actually, if she was on that tier list, I would put Ablana above Ling. It would be Radiant, then Ablana, then Ling. Even though Ling hits higher highs, she's way less convenient to use. Relic dependent in the sense of you need, like, any buff relic. You need, like, one of half of the relics in the game. Not even something crazy like Chalice. Like, if you get any of the supporter buffs, that's enough. Imaginary bribe? What are you talking about? No, don't... No, the list is full enough. Be responsible with your money. You shouldn't be bribing characters onto the list. Now, Shamari. The reason Shamari and Civilite are here, instead of other supporters like Virtuosa, they have outrageously strong buffs that have still held up. Meaning they are the only supporters that don't have to compete with Tragodia. That is how absurdly strong he is. Shamari applies minus 50% defense and attack. It is ridiculous. It is really strong. She takes insta-kills into nothing. Can Techno go into solid tier? She's not on this list. Did someone say bribe? No, I would never accept a bribe. How dare you? Defense and res? No, it is defense and attack. It is not res. She halves the enemy's defense and their attack, not their res. The attack is incredibly important. Why Civilite over Skadi? Here is why. Skadi buffs your units. That's all she does. Civilite S3, for its duration, makes every unit in her range functionally unkillable, and her S2 is a 35-second bind with 60,000 true damage. She can just barely, not quite, instantly solo Patriot with her S2, stun locking him in place and killing him. Teresa is outrageously strong for a specialist. So she is just more versatile Skadi, and Skadi's buffs have just kind of fallen off as over the years, more enemies have gotten more res and more HP and more defense. So, no, Civilite is incredible. In my opinion, Shamari is better than Radiant because outside of IS, Shamari is still ridiculously good, and she does something no one else can do. Her debuff is absurd. I think they fucked up making it. But obviously, Radiant has IS-6, which makes her better than Civilite. But Civilite's also a welfare, you get her for free. Also, Shamari has an incredible base skill, so she just is good for every account. CES3 can keep Serta alive by herself? Yes, it's disgusting. She outdamages Serta's 2,000 health per second. Teresa also costs like 7 DP. Yeah, she's absurdly cheap. And also, unlike Skulta, she does not have a mandatory 70-second wind-up to be good. Shamari was a godsend in Design of Strife. She is. She really shines in high-end content, but she's just hard to justify using. I would not put her high on this list, and she would be off this list if Tragodia didn't exist, because other better supporters would compete. Like, Gnosis and Virtuosa would kick Shamari off the list, but there is no reason to use either of those when you could use Tragodia. That is the problem with Tragodia. Next up! We have specialists. Do I need to explain Extusier? Any takers? Anyone need an explanation? Does anyone question why she is in the top 5? Holy shit, what the fuck were they thinking? What is that damage? In my opinion, unfortunately, I do think, now that I've used him, Tragodia is better than Eku. I have my Tragodia E1 skill level 7, and he performs on par with Exusier. He is disgusting. She is also disgusting. Is the order within that top tier definitive? Yes. In my opinion, Tragodia is better than Eku 2. I do legitimately believe that, now that I've used out Tragodia. I made sure to use him before this tier list, so I could weigh in. I don't have an E2 yet, and he outperforms her in a lot of situations. Her barrier is absurd. Her damage is disgusting. Her self-attack speed is ridiculous. But Tragodia is unfortunately better. Please let me pretend she's somewhat balanced. The copium's barely well. Yeah, I mean, she's definitely balanced. Why is there no Walter in the tier list? What do you mean? Walter is the top of the snipers. She's on the tier list. Who is C? Civilite Eterna, also known as Teresa. This character here. Oh, fun fact of the day. Did you know, much like W, Civilite Eterna was actually an NPC from Girls Frontline that got scrapped. So Civilite Eterna was supposed to be in Girls Frontline. All of the devs who worked on Arknights came from Girls Frontline after quitting the company. The initial devs. W and Civilite were scrapped designs that were supposed to be in the Gun Girl game. Yo, Star, hear my plea, add E-Res. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. Am I blind? Don't worry about it. It'll make sense when we get to snipers. It's a joke. I got bribed right at the start of the stream. Next up, Ascalon. Here's where things get spicy. I am not sure if Ascalon or Lappland is number 5. Ascalon, in my opinion, despite the general consensus of her being amazing, is the most slept on unit in the entire game. It is absurd how versatile and strong she is. She specializes in damage over time, making her amazing for hit count enemies. She has the best slow in the game outside of Mystima, with way better uptime while also doing absurd damage. She has the best AFK DPS skill in the game in her S1, where you set her down in front of enemies and then she just never dies, and most of them do without getting past her. She can solo stages with 0 block. And her bad skill, her S3, makes her an unkillable tank DPS goddess. In my opinion, while Lappland's damage is easier and better than Ascalon's, Ascalon is so absurdly versatile with her debuffs that I actually think Ascalon is better than Lappalter. I legitimately do. You don't need a lane holder. She can slow flying enemies by 70%. She can often hit them while they're spawning for some stupid reason. A better Ethan? Yes, it is just a better Ethan. I want to sleep on Ascalon, me as well. On or with, you know what I'm saying? I think Ascalon just has high uptime. Yeah, her uptime is disgusting. It is amazing. She has 33% downtime, which is absurdly low. She has KB level uptime on a 70% slow. Also, let's get it out of the way. 6-7, there you go. I think it's W that was a GFL reject. It's both of them. W was supposed to be a sister gun to Sopmod, and Teresa was supposed to be an NPC. Both of them got scrapped for appearing too similar to Sopmod. Better 5-star Manscore drastically, as much as I think Manscore is incredible. Then there's IS Relics, yes. Ascalon just works well in every single game mode. It doesn't matter the situation, she's incredible. If Lappland has 100% uptime, yeah, basically. She got done dirty with, but yeah, like, it's so fucked up that they put Ascalon before Eku, Alta, and Wishadel. Those were her 2 banners. What the fuck? So people just think she's bad because they didn't try her out because Mizuki was kind of disappointing. And then, holy shit. For IS, what is your first pick? Okay, for IS, I start with Radiant and Ascalon. She is my first pick. Eku is amazing, but needs E2 to really get going. Even at E1, Ascalon's incredible. Oh, no, I mean, Mizuki when he came out, Daha. I mean Mizuki pre-IS module, where he was slightly disappointing. Where he was still good, but he was sort of a mid-level 6-star rather than actively good or bad. She also got it in the story? Yeah. Ethan also will have a global bind that does percentage HP damage. I doubt that. Hey, look, I'll glaze Mizuki when we get to him. Don't you worry, Daha. Now, Texas Alta. Here is what I'm gonna say. Kirito, in theory, is better. If you take Kirin Ayato and Texas the Omatosa, and you put them in a DPS calculator, Kirito being immune to stun and damage is better. However, Texas Alta's AoE and stun is disgusting. There are so many mechanics you just skip entirely with Texas Alta that raw DPS can't make up to. At the end of the day, the only thing Kirito offers is raw DPS. Is it good DPS? Absolutely. It is incredible DPS. But Texas has slightly worse DPS, and in exchange, a stun that can last up to 30 seconds on 5 enemies. You pick them based on the map? Yes, but Texas is the default, because also Arts is just better than Fizz. Arts is better than Fizz in almost every situation. She's the default, and then it is like 60-40 split in favor of Texas in terms of use cases. I think she goes right here, a tiny bit below Logos. When she came out, she was top 5. She's been kind of mogged by other units. Why is Silverash not here? Welcome in, Hollow. Sorry. Silverash was disqualified because I haven't played around with that archetype yet. Praminix Ulta, I can look at her in game and understand how she works. Silverash, I can't. He is almost certainly here, but I could not accurately rank him here. I don't know where exactly he would go, unlike Praminix, who I can tell.
Because I got fucked by RNG.
I have Ascalon, I got fucked. You don't have Ascalon because you got fucked. We are the same
RNG.
yet different. So
We are
true.
same yet different.
Cranslayer Ultra will mog the top meta. No, she won't. Literally, Crisis in full swing. Don't worry about it. No, it's just a case of reading doesn't perfectly summarize a character's kit. For example, Lemuel can hit 60,000 damage per second. That's better than any unit in the game. Does that make her the strongest DPS? No. But if you look at that on paper, oh, she hits 60,000 damage per second. That's incredible. Same, but different. Exactly. So no, that is why, Anna. I do not know where he would be. He would be in the top 20 at least. We can all agree Silverash Ulta would be in the top 20. I can't rank exactly where. Maybe he's in the top 10, maybe he's in the top 20, maybe he's in the top 5. I don't know. I haven't used that archetype, so I can't accurately rank it, especially when it's so competitive. He would replace Vulpes? Potentially. Next up, Ella. Now, I gotta be honest. I don't like Ella. I don't use her. She feels terrible. I don't get it. I know she's amazing. I've seen her used. She just feels so fucking mediocre. It's just a more convoluted way of using Texas Ulta. But I know how she works, even if she doesn't make sense to my lizard brain. And as a reminder, it took me 6 months to learn how Sh works. I couldn't figure out how Shu works for 6 months. Of course I can't figure out Ella. In my opinion, from everything I've seen, Ella would go exactly here. Potentially one up above Haruka. Potentially. But, in my opinion, from what I understand of her kit, while I would put her here, she is roughly equivalent to Logos from what I've seen. Me, when I seen man-made horrors beyond my comprehension, I don't get it exactly. 6 months for sure. I was a 6-month-old player and I knew how to use her. Her S3's weird, man. I don't know what to tell you. Skill issue? Yeah, I get it. She's under Texas Ulta. From what I've seen, sort of. She's somewhere between these three. Definitely better than Chobai. Definitely worse than Haruka. That is where I put her. From what I've seen, she looks better than Logos because she just does agnostic damage with some global range. Bro, top 10, I could see the argument for that. I don't think she dethrones any of these characters. Ella doesn't dethrone Ulpianus. Maybe Praminix Ulta, definitely not Vulpes. So, yeah, Fragile is an incredible buff. I know she's amazing. I just wanted to clarify. I don't fucking know, okay? I don't get it. She doesn't make sense to me. Look, get it out. Everyone, get it out of your system. I'm going to drink some water. Everyone type skill issue. Come on, come on. Get it out of your system. Make fun of me. Come on. You know you want to. Let's all get it out in one wall, and then we can move on while I hydrate. Hydration. Ooh. I'll save mine for later. I see. Vulpes so high? Yes. Vulpes would be top 5 if Inez didn't exist, in my opinion. Skill issue. Hello, South Hal goes, welcome in, Fractor! Skill issue. If I could VIP you Swollen, I would. That is hilarious. Skill issue. Why is Vulpes not top 10 even though Inez directly competes with her? Because Vulpus can do Inez's job outside of the Invis and AA. Vulpus is basically a guard who also generates DP and heals herself. She is disgustingly good. Even if you are using Inez, it is hard to cut Vulpus out of your team. If I already had Inez, I would cut Ulpianus before I cut Vulpus. She's disgustingly amazing. Alrighty, now let's move on. Contrail. Do I think Contrail is top 40 in the game? Yes. Barely. I think we can all handshake emoji. Contrail is absolutely in the bottom 5 of this list. Yeah? If not the absolute worst. She is the gatekeeper. If this was not limited to 5 of each class, she would almost certainly be kicked out. Need 6-star Contrail. 6-star Contrail will absolutely be on this list unless they massively fuck it up. I don't think she's on the list. Keep in mind, this is... Kirito competes with Texas. Texas is the go-to. You need to justify Kirito over her. Contrail just disables ranged enemies in such a stupid way. So yeah, while I put her on the list, she is the bottom. Keep in mind, she is a welfare 4-star. For her performance, for her rarity, she is absurd. She is a welfare 4-star. You've got to consider that. I'm curious why she's on the list. You'd have to watch my specialist to see the justification. The main one being her only competitor was Kirito, and Kirito is your second choice from Texas Alta. And you usually don't run both. You will usually run one or the other. But Contrail is disgustingly amazing. The 6-star version of Contrail will break the game and probably be top 10. Next up, Hoshiguma Alta. Anyone who thinks they're gonna skip the Haruka banner, reconsider. Holy shit. Holy shit, what the fuck? I don't understand how people can look at Hoshiguma's kit and go, oh, it's not that good. She is the best defender in the game. It is disgusting. Haruka makes people metaphorically invincible. Hoshi doesn't make it metaphorical. It makes it very literal. For 40 seconds, every unit in her range cannot die. Just flat. Just cannot. It's impossible. That being said, I think she goes right there, between Chobai and Taxes. I do not think she competes with Taxes. I think she sweeps Dagon. Her damage is absurd, given the amount of utility she has. No Sakiko. Sakiko and Silver Ash Ultra are disqualified. I would need to use them to understand them properly. It's just immortality across an area, no big deal, / sarcasm, exactly. If I don't get either in free pulls, I have to skip. Look, it is what it is. If you have other priorities, we have lots of amazing characters coming out. But Haruka and... I've seen a lot of people say Haruka and Hoshiguma are the worst upcoming characters and not very worth pulling. And I think they're insane. They're not DPSs. So if you don't have Wishadel or X2ZA, obviously prioritize them. But damn, they are absurd. Isn't Sakiko Thorns? Yes. Once CC Beta 4 drops, people who skip Hosh Ulta will sob. They will. Hoshiguma Ulta is really disgustingly good. She is a top tier DPS. She is basically modernized Surta. Less direct damage, but she applies the invincibility to everyone. And she has really good damage. She is the only character of her archetype who is worth using, and they finally made a good version of this archetype. Immortality for all, damage, self-sustain, and gorgeous. Exactly, exactly. Immortality for all, very good damage and self-sustain. Chobai over Sakiko? Maybe not. Chobai, despite being ahead of Degen and Blinar, is the one I think most likely of the guards to fall off this list to Sakiko.
That's bad content.
Very much. I'm here midway. Why is Ulpiana, Vulpus above Ulpi? If you have both in your team, you will usually cut Ulpi before Vulpus. Ulpi takes time to get going and become immortal. There are situations where he can die. There aren't for Vulpus. She's so disgusting. Also, welcome in, Kokimon. Sorry, you'd have to watch back to see the full justification. And thank you, Daha. That's very, very sweet of you. He's not saying she's weak. She's weak compared to future characters that are in the top 5. Exactly. No one on this list is weak. But man, like, some of them, like, it's an unironic case of we're all equal, but some of us are more equal than others. Speaking of, sure. It is a fucked up world where we have had enough god tier new characters that sure is not even in contention for the top 10. And the main reason is the iron fucking wall that is Ulpianus. Oh, she's a healing defender. You want to know who else is a healing defender? Ulpianus. And he also just one-shots the fucking enemies. He's so disgustingly role compressed as a guard defender that it is so hard to justify anyone else. He is the fucking wall. In my opinion, Sure goes right underneath Hoshiguma Ulta. She's outlandishly good, but fucking glass ceiling, am I right, fellas? Glass ceiling, am I right, fellas and ladies? She cannot compete with Ulpianus. It is what it is. I'd argue Gladia over Contrail, sort of, but she's mainly about buffing another character. Nice Ulpianus, consider the bear. Yeah, but like, that doesn't matter. Ulpianus is the best tank in the game with 0 defense and 0 res. It's so insane. Okay, we just had Settle into Ash, so I'm gonna skip this one. We had it seconds ago. Apologies, everyone. I'll never crack, you'll see yourself fall. That is the correct one, you just messed up the lyrics. 10,000 HP is 10,000 HP, exactly. It's so disgusting. And then his S3 is also a top tier boss killer. It's just so broken. Okay, now here is where, once again, things are going to get slightly controversial. Here is where things are going to get controversial. Yeah. I don't think he's that good. Okay? Yeah, he allows some really funny burst damage, and it's very goofy. But he's not that good. Because he's 2 team slots, making 1 DPS who's roughly on par with an unbuffed Ektuzier. Like, think about that. I need to watch more, but I need to sleep. Sleep well, Sparky! He's very good, but he needs others to maximize. Yeah, it's like, realistically, would you rather have Tragodia and Inez, or Tragodia and you? Probably Tragodia Inez. He needs a second slot to work. In my opinion, he goes just below KB. I think KB is better as a standalone unit than you. Read his S2. I use his S2 over his S3. By the standards of this list, independent performance, get him out of there. Exactly. His independent performance and his buffs are slightly awkward to use and sometimes not that effective. And again, he is being hit by the iron fucking curtain that is Ulpianus. Like, when I say he's not that good, I mean I think he is the 22nd best character in the game out of 400, okay? Pair him with Lapdom, I'm aware. But you want to know why that doesn't matter? Lappland, sorry, look, I listen to Laplace, okay? I listen to a cover song sometimes. Lappland and Tragodia. They can already kill the entire stage without you. Does he make them better? Absolutely. But they don't need him. And he needs them. Where's Gladia, my beloved? She got kicked off the list. Welcome in, Wakame! Okay. Now. An even more controversial opinion. Penance. Yo does not need them. No, without them, he's still a good character. He's still really good and in the top 40. He's just not as game-breaking. They are game-breaking independently. He's only game-breaking with a friend. So, Penance. Part of this is recency bias, because IS-6 is another game mode that really plays into her strengths. Whenever there are any fast attacking characters, Penance can just solo the stage. Like, she has downsides, but holy shit, she is outlandishly strong. Jula is more consistent than Penance, but Penance's peaks are much, much higher. and Enmity as a whole are both already inconsistent. Because Jula completely falls off in high-end content. Penance doesn't always. He can handle bosses just fine. She needs waves. Yeah, Jula mainly specializes in boss killing. Penance does not. She's very much an anti-wave. You don't want to be using Penance for a boss. That's not going to go well. Sorry, the music broke again. She'll snowball with mobs. Exactly. If you're doing ending 3 of IS6, bring your Penance. She is disgusting. And there are many situations where she's incredible. I believe her peaks are high enough to justify her over Jula. She is definitely over Bagpipe for me. 100%. If you personally would put her below Jula, that's fine. But she's absolutely, absolutely above Bagpipe. Rando Guy, only if you're going for ending 3. There's a whole bunch of things that start doing constant damage, which triggers her defense. Thoughts on Golden Glow's Red Shred plus Objective Point defense focus versus Lappland Sphere? The reason I put Lappland here and Golden Glow not here, there are some events where there are enemy pillars with Taunt, and Golden Glow completely fucks up her targeting. Lappland's targeting is in your control. Golden Glow's is not. So you can work around limitations with Lappland. Golden Glow has hard limitations. There are some events in the game where she is just blanketly unusable. There is nothing you can do. She will never be usable. She can't harm enemies. Lappland doesn't have a single event like that because you can work around it. Penance is really good. Penance is absurdly good. But low for this list, of course. But when she came out, she could duo CM8 with Texas, and she absolutely did most of the work. You just needed Texas to take bait from global ranged attacks. So she didn't get hit by a defense shred. We're doing this again in April when Silver Ash comes out. No, I'm not doing an entire another tier list because there's one new character. Now, Hoshiguma. You might be thinking, oh, South. Sure exists. Shu exists. Hoshi Alter exists. Why is Hoshiguma on this list? Surely she barely makes it like Contrail. No. Hoshiguma is similar to Silence being John Medic, John Defender. Kuora exists. Yeah, Hoshi is drastically better than Kuora. Tong, absolutely. She is the fucking wall. Holy shit. She just holds up. She still holds up. If you ever need a defender and nothing else, she is the best at it. That being said, lacking other things she can do does put her low. I would put her directly below Reed, directly above Silence. She is still relatively competitive on the low end of this list. Fun fact, Hoshi S2 can tank the bear. Yes. The bear is the first real HP check we've gotten in ages, and Hoshiguma can just ignore it. I'm a worker on Tortmore. Welcome in, Adlom. How the fun day work, man? Regular Hoshi S2 can tank the CC Londinium. Yeah, she can just ignore it if you get lucky. It's just RNG. Thoughts on Crown Slayer with new module? Crown Slayer with her new module is an exactly average run-of-the-mill, slightly good specialist 6-star. She's a solid 6-star. Texas is still better, but Crown Slayer now has a niche rather than being the worst 6-star in the game. So can Kuora, yes, but less reliably, and needs more skill. Like, Kuora, the problem is that her defense only lasts temporarily. Hoshi's is permanent. Hoshi has 100% uptime with no charge. I've run into a boss which made me scratch my head, and I remember I had the wall. Yeah, I'd forgotten how good Hoshi was, until, out of curiosity, I watched CCB 3. Hoshiguma can just face tank them, at max risk. What the fuck? She just doesn't care. She barely needs a healer. The only reason she needs a healer is she stores them for like 8 years. It's so disgusting how strong Hoshiguma is for tankiness. She's tankier than Ulpianus? Absolutely. She's so disgusting. And keep in mind, much like Kalzi, Hoshiguma is one of the characters who got nerfed between Arknights' beta and launch. She used to default to 5 block and have higher stats. So, our current version of Hoshiguma with her module is weaker than beta Hoshiguma. Next up, we have Wishadel. Obviously, Wishadel made it to the tier list. Now, controversial opinion. I think Wishadel is better than Tragodia. From your polls, chat disagrees with me. They think it is Tragodia, X2ZA, Wishadel. I disagree. I completely disagree. Here's why. Tragodia needs planning and timing. Wishadel doesn't. If you set down Wishadel, you don't even need to use her skill, and she is a top tier DPS. She is the epitome of a DPS unit. Tragodia doesn't require positioning at all. He does if you want to make the most of him, because his attacks are actually quite good. This Wishadel looks like a stuffy old bitch. Hey, mods ban that guy. What is the brain dead option? Yes. And in theory, Exia and Tragodia are better units than Wishadel, but they both require more effort. My opinion is genuinely, because of ease of use and her DPS off skill, Wishadel is the best unit in the game still, though this is with a caveat. Give it a year, and I can guarantee you that is no longer the case. In 1 year, I am certain that Wishadel's niche will have been encroached on even more. Because we can all agree, when she came out, she was indisputably the best operator in the game, right? Everyone here agrees and understands. When she came out, she was number one, full stop. There was no contention. That has changed now. More and more good DPSs are showing up and taking very small pieces of the pie that is Wishadel's absurd use case, and she has one weakness, which is that she can die to AoE, which is a relatively common weakness and comes up. Logos Wish banner was mental back then. It still was. It went Ascalon into Logos Wish. Reflect 2, yes, she dies to the chests, as I found out. How much was the bribe for the catapult? 30 bucks. That was how much it was. That is why it is not catapult. Still give it to Tragodia for the lore? Yes, I completely understand that perspective. I just think you don't need to lure an enemy if they're dead. I'm so glad we as a community can come together and crown the new top Gen 3. Yeah. Like, at worst, we all agree on the top 4, right? When she first came out, she wasn't number 1. She was number 1, 2, all the way to 10. Yeah. A lot of people genuinely do not understand how absurd Wishadel is. Typhon, with her S2, is a top tier physical DPS. Wishadel S3, while it's not active, out damages Typhon S2 on its second activation. It is disgusting how good her off-skill damage is, considering how ridiculous her burst damage is. She is absurd, but she will eventually start falling down this list as more characters are added. Apologies for being late. No worries. I can give you a brief summary, but if you want the full, you'll have to watch the start. Very few medics. No Aya medic. Aya is here. The problem is, why would you bring Aya when you could bring Eku too and kill them? Like, if you need a medic, yes, you'll bring Aya. Yes, all of the medics are amazing. But medics as a class are kind of held back. Where there are actually, for late game players, lots of situations you don't need a healer. Or if you do, you're going to bring Shur. You're going to bring Haruka, especially once she comes out. Hell, like Vulpus and Ulpianus, they don't need a healer. They will out-heal whatever damage is dealt to them. Still happy I got Ascalon when I had no idea how limited banners work. My regret died when I saw Logos. Sad. What's disgusting are someone's having more tank stats than most tanks? Yeah, it is disgusting. It is so ridiculous. My Monster does most of the work. Yeah, Monster's also a great choice. Monster is high up because even in situations you don't need a healer, she's the best true damage source in the game and has the best buff in the game.
So, that's my story.
I'd put Apple Pie because she's immune to power creep. I disagree. I think Eku will be power crept before Tragodia. Bye now. Thanks for coming, Sten. Welcome in, Reptron. Welcome in, Asherit. Sorry, needed to blow my nose. Okay, so yeah, in my opinion, Wishadel is still for a few more months the number 1 character in the game, and very soon in CN, and then a few months later for us, will start falling down. Welcome in, Talos! If that thing is dealing damage is dead, you don't need heals. Exactly. That is why healers as a whole are fairly low, because this is the best of the best. If you have an optimal... Like, even a newer player, if you've got Wishadel, Tragodia, Eku, Inez, Ascalon, Lappland, Monster, Vulpes, Ulpianus on your team, when are you ever going to consider swapping out Monster for any of the other medics? You're not. You're not going to know they exist. Ek2 power creep soon, Silverash Ultra with 0 DP. Yeah, exactly. I'm not 100% sure, but I can absolutely see that. The year 1 player mind could not comprehend what this game has turned into. It has absolutely changed design philosophies. Lure resistance will hurt? I don't even think so. Even without his lure, Phantom is disgustingly strong. Elemental resistance will hurt. Oh, thank you for the follow. Lovely to have you. Once damage numbers go up, Wishadel is 100% falling off faster. Yes, but her AoE damage, like, her AoE is absurd. That's why I think Eku will also fall off potentially faster than her. Do you want to bet on would Apple get power crept? No, because that's subjective, so there's never a definitive. I built Monster, I don't know what other medics I need. Yeah, like, exactly. That's the problem. Let's say a new player has Monster and Sure. Are they ever gonna... Genuine question. If you have a leveled Monster and Sure, would you today level another medic? Outside of I like them and I want to use them. The answer's no. The answer's fucking no. You don't need more medics. That's massive overkill. Next up, Naran Tuya. What's it mean to ya? Naran. I'ma be real. I think she is once again one of the most slept on characters in the game. What's your opinion on Tsukiko? I can't rank her. She was disqualified because I don't know how she works, same as Silverash Ulta. She is almost certainly on this list, same as SA. Also, welcome in Cookie Munch. So no, she's not here because she's disqualified, because I don't understand her well enough to definitively place her, unlike the rest of them. Same as Silverash Ulta. Would I forget about Wishadel? She also has good hit count? Yes. Second most slept on behind Ascalon? Absolutely. People do not realize how god tier Naruto is. Lazy Ulta's not here? No. Lazy Ulta is really amazing for high-end content, but very inconvenient for low-end content. Mlinar is a better all-rounder. Lazy just has higher highs. So in more content, most players will bring Mlinar over Lazy. And if you have Lazy and then get Mlinar, you would still want to level it. Oh, thank you, Taha. That's very sweet of you. People sleep on Ascalon? Yeah, people thought she was bad. People thought you needed to skip her. And I'm only using this as an example because, like, I'm semi-friends with Super. At least I'd like to think I am. But, for example, Super, he said Ascalon's terrible. You should skip her. That was a common opinion. That was a really common opinion. And I felt like I was taking crazy pills. Because as soon as I saw Ascalon, I said, she is top 5 in the game. She's disgusting. And of course, Super has since retracted that and come around and now agrees that Ascalon was a massive error because she's like Mizuki, except you don't need a blocker behind her because everything dies. People see skip Ascalon because they're both behind limiteds. Exactly. Like, Ascalon only got skipped because Tragodia and Wishadel. And even then, she was worth pulling. Tsukiko's very good. Yes, I just can't rate. I can't rate her. Ascalon is broken. It's just Wishadel's more obviously OP. I think Ascalon will hold up better than Wishadel. I think Ascalon will always, at least for like 3 years, be a top tier unit, good in every situation. Wishadel already has content she's not good in. Very high-end stuff where enemies have high defense. I lost it. Ascalon saw stall and went, yeah, I don't know, I'm pulling for her. Yeah, exactly. Mizuki, IS, yes, IS modules do take into account on this. Do not skip Hoshi 2, exactly. Mizuki less to bad taste. Yeah, why would you try out the archetype after Mizuki, who is a perfectly fine unit, but he was fine. He was nothing notable. He was on the lower end of 6 stars when he first came out. So, Narantuya. I think she goes exactly here. That might not seem crazy high, but a lot of people don't even think Narantuya's top 40. I think she is exactly between Dagon and Mlinar. Dagon is better for most use cases, but she has less, she has more downsides. Naran is absurdly versatile, incredibly tanky, great uptime, 3 incredibly good skills, a really interesting mechanic that gives you a lot of player agency to increase your own DPS, and absurd shredding potential. She can't handle high defense enemies, so she has limits. That is why she's below Dagon Brecker. But she is so ridiculously versatile, you do not need to worry about her. She rarely even needs a healer. and when she does, you can delay it. You don't need an immediate healer. That is why I'm putting her above Minor. She is the last in the top 20. Why are people mean to Suzu Mama? I don't know, man. She's really hot. Ablana's nuts with the issue of haha, we who are after you are more nuts. Exactly. Imagine the timeline where Thorns isn't the top anymore. I know, it's absurd. She's tankier than Degen. She is. Degen's main issue is she can die. Naren kind of can't. But Naren gets completely screwed over by high defense enemies. Degen can shred them anyway. 50% defense ignore is a free Shamare buff. Suzumama skill 2. Yeah, Suzumama Vulpes only has one skill, and it's S3. Vulpes Folia, I think is her name. Folia. I always pronounce it wrong. I can't speak Italian. Now, wrapping up the list, the final 3. Arquero. Honestly, having seen this list, I'm happy with KB. KB fits more in here now that you've seen everyone above her. You know what I'm saying? It felt weird to put her so long. I do think she's worse than Mlinar. She's good in high-end content. More players will use Mlinar more often. Welcome in, Rogue. Lovely to have you. Welcome in, Wish888. Naren can still slow even if she can't kill. Yeah, but Degen can fear, which is better. Final 3. No, I'm going to screenshot the official tier list and then move on to the bribes. Don't worry about it, Daha. True, my bad. Final 5. Arquero. Arquero very obviously goes in 21 to 30. She is so ridiculously strong, but only in IS. In my opinion, Arquero goes here. Right there between Bagpipe and Myrtle. That is where I believe she goes. Much like Touch, she is game-breakingly amazing in IS. She is also a really versatile, good unit outside of it. She struggles outside of it in modern content with enemy defense, but she still does quite a bit, has a lot of versatility, and mainly just suffers from gradual defense increases. Against low defense enemies, she will still demolish them. Italian VA tier list? No, you guys have fun with that. Ray and Lemuena inconvenient? Yes. That is why I've put Arquero above them. Top 3 skin? I agree. Arquero's skin is amazing. What does the IS module do? Okay. Here is an explanation for anyone who doesn't play IS often or hasn't gotten Arquero's IS module. Welcome in, Tresh! So, here is what Arquero's IS module does. It increases her range by 3 rows and makes it so that whenever she attacks, every offense recovery character on the field regains SP. Welcome in, Sation! And then, also, because being the best SP battery in the game and having 8 rows of range wasn't enough, any offense recovery skill on activation gives that character 50% increased attack. What the fuck? Oh, thank you so much, Daha. That's very sweet of you. And welcome in, Sunday. How's your day going? Lovely to have you, Seishu. New class unlocked. Does anyone know what that means? Yeah, you just unlocked a new archetype of enemies. She's like a relic herself. Yes, Arqueto with her IS module is the equivalent of getting all of the King's relics. Or at least 3 of them. It is disgusting. It makes Dagon want to use her other skills. It makes Irene better than Dagonbreaker. And it scales incredibly with Spinach. Hoda is unkillable with Arqueto and IS. Yes, Hoda is S1 almost made this list through virtue of IS. And thank you for the sub. Glad to have you. She is absurdly good. Even in situations where Myrtle's good because she's free, Arqueto is better in IS. She's just disgusting. But she also does struggle a bit in modern content because of enemy defense. Next up, this one's going to be controversial. Lemon. A lot of people think Lemon is one of the best characters in the game. I disagree. Here is why. Here is why I disagree. And put her at the top of barely qualified. Why would you use Lemon over Wishadel? Over Eku Alta? Even over Ella? Over Dagonbreaker? Over Mlinar? Over Narantuya? She is an incredible DPS character, but she is inconvenient and slightly clunky because of her archetype. She is massively let down by her archetype. Because global range, why are you going to use that over Lappland's global range? Peak character design, that's fair. She's got cool character design. If you pretend defense doesn't exist, she's fine. Exactly. She is true shot? Yes, she does. Her skills are amazing. But, in my opinion, she is worse than every single character in the top 30. Reasons RNG screw you and you don't have any of them? Yeah, but like, saying that she's good if you don't have anyone else. Okay, Catapult is the best DPS if you don't have anyone else. Global range with Lateranos. Yes, but that requires other unit synergy and is inconvenient, and you need to plan around it. Do we know when the next limited banner is? Yes, it is on the 16th. It is Hoshiguma Alta and Haruka. Global skill range? Yes. She is incredible. She's still on the top 40. My personal opinion, she is the top of the bottom 10. She is number 31. Not because she doesn't deserve to be higher. In a vacuum, if you took out all of the other physical damages, she would at least be top 15. But why would you use her over Ella? Why would you use her over Wishadel, or Eku Alta, or Tragodia, or Lappland Alta? She only offers DPS. That's it. She doesn't have any other niche. She has really strong DPS, and she is a discount version of Lappland Alta in most situations. There are use cases. Absolutely. There are use cases. She's still in the top 40. Just in my opinion, she's low in the top 40. Her S3 outdamages Wishadel, but it's a hell of a setup. Exactly. She can compete with Wishadel, but is drastically less convenient and harder to use. She's physical Lappland Alta, yeah, but she has drawbacks. You need to have enemies in range. You need to do XYZ. You need to time it. Lappland doesn't give a shit. You activate her skill and everything dies. Small niches ignore invasion, yes, but that's less of an issue now because we have characters like Monster. She offers high damage per hit. That was what I was hoping someone would say, and why I set this up like this. In my opinion, here is where Rey goes. We have had a lot of situations, relatively recently, where high damage per hit is incredibly valuable. In those situations, Rey edges out Lemoine. Rey's damage per hit is disgusting. She is an outrageously strong boss and elite killer. Rey's problem is that she can't do anything else. All she can is boss kill. The only thing I know for real, there will be blood shed. The man in the mirror nods his head. Outrageous? Yes, sir. And the bind too. If you're looking for bind, you're bringing Inez. Easy 8k per hit with Just Module and Capybara. Yep, unbuffed. And then she also scales incredibly off of any attack buffs. Why does she need like 6,000 attack after her modifiers? It's so stupid! Lemon's damage per hit is double of Rey's. Yes, but it's less convenient. Lemoine, you need to plan around and time it. Rey, you set her down, and then she kills everything. Lemoine has higher front-loaded burst. Rey can sustain it more, and is easier to use. In my opinion, Rey is just more convenient. Lemoine is too inconvenient to justify. I'm thinking of leveling Tequila. Is he good? Yes, unless you have Linar. He is very good for a 5-star, but he has the same downside of Linar, where 50% of the time he does nothing. Her S2 DPS is higher than Wishadel. Yes. They can, in theory, Lemoine and Rey both compete with Wishadel, but Wishadel is a summary of ease of use is the best thing in the game. In theory, you can beat the entire game with just Maya, Scene, and Magellan. That's it. Those three can beat every stage in the game between the three of them. Except like 2, where you need a DP gem. That, like, the reason no one does that is they're incredibly inconvenient. Rey ammo becomes an issue when ceiling pushing. Yes, it does. So does Lemoine. Lemoine's uptime becomes a becomes an issue with ceiling pushing. Less extreme. In higher end content, I would say Lemoine is probably slightly better than Rey and probably about bagpipe level. But for lower end content where you have a good problem, like a dangerous boss and you just want him gone, it is a pain in the ass to use Lemoine, or you can just set down Rey and they die. Lemon has great uptime. Yes, she does have good uptime. But when we're talking extreme high-end content, she suffers because all of her burst happens instantly. And she gets kind of cucked over by low defense enemies who force her to target them unless she's got a boss locked on. Lemon S2 takes so long. Exactly. Lemon's problem is that all of her skills are mildly inconvenient. It's not that she's bad. It's that Ray has inconvenience, Lemon doesn't. Now, just for unrelated reasons, let me real quick take a screenshot of this so I can post in the Discord. DPS is her niche. Exactly. Okay, now, sorry, I miscounted earlier. Obviously, we have 2 more characters to go. Obviously. Welcome in, Raito! What you up to, man? How's your day going? Welcome. 2 plus 3, no Trag, no Eku, no Medics, done Gladdy. Exactly. That is fucking awesome, man. Congratulations. No Medics on ending 3 of IS6 is insane. Did you use Penance? I swear she's incredible. Lemon uptime's not that bad. No, it's not, but it's hard to balance her DPS because to use her properly, you kind of just unload all of your damage at once, and then she is weird. It's not downtime in the sense of her skills inactive, it's downtime in the sense you need to lock onto a new target. D15, let's fucking go. That's incredible, Raito. Congratulations. Had such little defender vouchers. No, I get you. I just find Penance incredibly fun for D15, that's all. You didn't put Wishadel on the list. Wishadel is literally number 1, by the way. Sorry. I understand a lot of people are confused. That is, don't worry about it. It's just a joke. This one is a slight joke. That is the, you know what? Let me just real quick update the screenshot. Actually, no. Shit. No, that's fine. Okay, I'll update the screenshot to not confuse people. But no, sorry, I misclicked. As you can see, Wishadel is at the top. Do you play Reclamation? I did. I quite enjoyed it. I have beaten it, though. Welcome in, Astel. Welcome in, Snicks. Welcome in, Cartridge. I didn't even notice her. Don't worry about it. Wiz is pony around. Exactly. My Jessica didn't even get E2. Bro, holy shit, you got completely screwed. Why no, why did you bring Wishadel down? What are you talking about? She's number 1. I came from Raito's stream. Welcome in, Cairo. Lovely to have you. And thank you so much for the raid, Raito. Always lovely to see you. Massive congratulations on 2-3. That's insane, especially with no medics. Like, IS6 as a whole, you don't really need medics, but ending 3, you absolutely do. So that was incredible. South claims Catapult's the best operator in the game. Well, I still have 2 characters on my list. What are you talking about, Marshall? How long did RA take? While I was streaming it, it took 33 hours. But if I was not streaming it, it probably would have taken about 20 to 25. No Pathfinder for spawns, so I had no medics. Oh, that makes so much more sense. My core healer for ending 3 was E1 Sora. That's hilarious. So I'm one of the few people who like RA. RA is a good game mode. It has terrible end game and terrible early game. The mid game is incredible. I am so... Okay, last tangent, and then I'll get on to the bribery rankings. I am so pissed off at Reclamation algorithm. I started learning how to code 3D games with the intent of making my own version of Reclamation algorithm that doesn't suck. Because, holy shit. They had such a cool concept, and they completely fucking fumbled it. Like, bro! That could have been a top-tier standalone game! And they just completely dropped the ball! What about RA Guide? I am going to be doing an RA Guide soon. I was planning to do it over my break, but the IS bosses took so long. And I'm probably going to work on a base guide first, because more people need that, but I am working on an RA Guide. True, I love RA, but man, exactly. If this was the first take on RA, I would be ecstatic for RA2. But this is RA2. It needed to be better. It needed the same level of glow up as IS to IS2. Wait for RA3. They did me so dirty in the latest, one of the latest anniversary streams where they showed a bunch of RA enemies and it was Trials for Navigator. I wanted to mob out. They actually baited me. I gotta go rest up, Raito! Thank you so much for the raid. Lovely as always to have you. Sadie, Texas solo. Yeah, it's just, the top 10 is so competitive, man. She's still in the top 20. Is there RA? Barely. When's the base guide coming? I'ma be real, I haven't started it yet. I've been like mentally assembling the info I need, and now I need to start scripting it. I need to finish 2 things before I start it. So realistically, I probably won't start it this week, but soon. IS2 revolutionized gacha as a genre. It did. People don't realize, because they're so ubiquitous, the reason every gacha game has a roguelike is integrated strategies too. That is what started it. That wasn't a standard feature. The idea of a gacha having an endgame was seen as weird. Like, Genshin's was the only one that existed with Spiral Abyss. And then IS2 came out, and every dev went, okay, we need to make a fucking endgame. Hello, welcome in, Frozen! Lovely to have you. I haven't completed the RA store because the endgame is unbearably boring. Exactly. Like, the endgame for RA could be incredible, but there's just nothing to do by the time you have materials. Okay, now. 2 very legitimate additions. How dare you question me? How dare any of you imply I was bribed or disagree with this ranking when this is so objective? Melantha, number 2 unit in the game. You might be thinking South. She's a 3-star. She doesn't hold up in high-end content. Tell that to Kyostin V. I know half of you motherfuckers have gotten stuck and gone to Kyo. Be honest. How many of you, genuine question, have gotten stuck on a stage, used Kyostin's guide, and as a result, used your Melantha for a high-end stage you were stuck on? Be honest. Be honest. How many of you have actually had to use Melantha because you needed a Kyo guide for something? You pronounced it wrong, it's Melantha. Activate the Melantha skill. That's me, Lord Kyo, save me. Yes, absolutely, not me. Well, you're the rarity there, Cozy. Kyo, the best of the best, top 1 operator. Exactly. This is not just representing Melantha in the game. This is representing Kyostin V. Me, real? Yeah, like, it's not everybody. But I would say a sizable chunk of the player base have legitimately gotten stuck and needed Melantha because they needed a Kyo guide, and Kyo puts them in every guide. I use Kyo guide, but never Melantha. Then you're scuffing his guides. How dare you? I always subbed her out. How dare you, Flair? I can't believe this. I can't believe this in the very real ranking. Next up, Mizuki. Now, legitimately, there is an argument to be made that Mizuki would go right here. Maybe 1 or 2 lower. Maybe. Mizuki's IS module is absurd. It is on par with Arkedo, but he is weaker than Arkedo in general content. So a genuine no-cap ranking, he is probably about here. His IS performance is disgusting. In IS, he is usually better than Ascalon with his module. That is how disgustingly good his module is. That being said, if I don't rank him top tier, he might eat me, because he's eaten multiple people before. So, also, gotta stand my girl Nami. So, drawn by Nami, has soft armpits, and will eat me if I don't rank him high. Can anyone really blame me? Welcome in, Gulping! Melantha made me think Dreadnought guards were worth the shit. Yeah, she's unironically one of the best ones. Where's the glaze? Daha waited for it. The glaze is that, with his S2, Mizuki is outlandishly strong in IS. Ascalon is better until you can get them E2, but E2 Mizuki is better than Ascalon E2 by a lot. If you're playing IS, get his fucking module. It is arguably better than Arkedo. Arkedo is a buff, Mizuki infinitely stalls, and doesn't need a healer. It is disgusting how strong he is. Bro turns into a black hole, he does. He gains Karara's entire kit, and then also a bunch of other buffs that don't suck. Who's the one between Sher and Dagenbrecher? That is Cholbai. She is a 6-star Lord Guard. Her module is absurd. She is Silver Ash and Thorns, but she got the best module of the 3. And it worked really well with her kit, and her damage output is just disgusting. Cat Permalore on Mizuki? Yeah. He basically gained the kit of Tragodia and Karara's self-heal. Arkedo powers an IS team. Mizuki's a black hole. Exactly. He's a standalone. IS joke. I get it. Exactly. Mizuki low downtime infinite stall. Yeah, it's genuinely disgusting. It is actually fucked up how strong Mizuki is in IS. I still personally have been using Ascalon in IS6, but that is only because in IS6, Ascalon is better until you can promote. As soon as you promote, Mizuki starts outperforming. But because hit count enemies can appear relatively early, Ascalon is still my preference. That's all. He's still incredible. I've had stages where I messed up and my entire team died and Mizuki stood there and stalled the entire map. Low-key, Mizuki has, like, Mistima level stall. The problem is that outside of, IS, he also has Mistima level uptime. Super propaganda? No, if it was super propaganda, I would be talking about how breedable Jessica Alta is. Not OG Jessica. I disagree on with Super there. Jessica Alta, though, man. If any of you look like and act like Jessica Alta and are looking for a committed relationship and or marriage, hit me up. Hit me up. I'm down. I'm down. No questions asked. Mizuki, I haven't had the resources to level, but I've used a friend's and he carries me. Yeah, he's insane. Use Ethan S1 if you want his count. No, Ascalon is better. Ascalon's still better. Jess Alta, yeah, she's amazing. IS modules are absurd except Holhiax. I know, right? Dang, are we rating baddies? I will consider doing an... I mean, I've done a dating tier list, but I haven't done an attractiveness tier list. I will consider that. Probably not. Ascalon's 40 hits per S1. Actually, it's worse than that. She can do up to 48. She can do up to 48 instances of damage with her S1. It's so fucking stupid! Isn't Jessica a teen? The adult is the adult version. I'm talking Jessica Alta specifically. Male Knights tier list, I want men. They would be included. Catapult spotted. Welcome in, Treya! That is very obviously Wishadel. You need to get your eyes checked. Ethan is 2 RNG without attack speed. Exactly. Ethan can leak enemies if you get unlucky. Ascalon doesn't. She performs at Eastman's level, but with no RNG. Read BGM. It is kind of fire. We do love Flame Shadow. It is kind of a banger. Holy fuck. Yeah. That, you need to get your eyes checked. That's very clearly Wishadel. Oh, what? I pronounced it right? Yeah, Treya? That's... What do you mean? I've said hi to you before, sir! But hey, let's go! Still got it! Why not Waterpult? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The point of using Ethan for IS6 is S1 hit count? Yeah, but Ascalon's still better. Either way, lovely to have you, Treya! I hope you're having a lovely day. Yeah, but it surprises you? Oh, yeah, look, it's, same as Gilang. You used to pronounce it Walter? You mean Wishadel? I know what her name's supposed to be, I just... Trega? What the fuck are they... Wow, okay, people can't read. Okay. One last tangent before we end. One last tangent. Oh, thank you so much, Daha, and thank you for the sub. Welcome in, Ruggiero! Shame I already missed one. Yeah, all pianists is great. Okay, genuine quick question for everybody. How do you pronounce this name? How do you pronounce this? How do you pronounce this? No, it's not 80 subs left! We're not hitting 800! Siobhan? No, it's not Siobhan, it's Siobhan. This is Siobhan. This is pronounced Siobhan. Tapping out, need to go to bed. Thanks for coming! Have a lovely sleep. 80 subs left south? No, we're not hitting that. No, welcome in, Rugger. Sio Bahan. Yeah, so true. So this is actually Sio Bahan. This is pronounced Sio Bahan. So yeah, that is Siobhan. So some people just can't read. Once you get used to things like that, Treya makes perfect sense. Siobhanish is so true. Oh, Siobhan. Oh shit, that's... I thought that was 2! What do you mean 20? Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you, Treya. You do not need to, sir. It's free content. Thank you. That's very kind. I love the Sea of Bahamas. What does that mean? oh, you're pronouncing it Sea of Bahamas. No, thank you. That's very sweet. It is free content, but you do not... Okay, I'm still weak from earlier. Thank you. You do not ever need to, okay? Please make sure you treat yourself as well. You're very kind. You do not need to. Try pronouncing Nam. I don't know how to pronounce that one. We're hitting 1k subs? No, we're not. No, we're not. No, it's not paid content. No, fuck you. Okay, before we end for the day, it's Neve. Okay, yeah, I would not have gotten that. Before we end for today, is there any that people disagree with? Let me know in the Discord. I'm absolutely down to debate you. Why is Sal so cute and submissive? I'm not cute, nor am I submissive. Actually, I don't know. Welcome in, Factory! Yeah, you'll probably need to rewatch the VOD, apologies. I left the game when Swimsuit Chen was one of the best units. Does she fit the top 40? No. Swimsuit Chen is nowhere near the top 40. She fell off really hard very quickly. Lemoen being that low based. Look, Lemoen is inconvenient. Yes, she can hit really hard, but you need to plan around that. You don't need to plan around Walter. Great streamer. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet of you. South cute violence. I disagree. I'm not cute. I'm still weak from earlier. Don't worry about it. Tell me about Penance. Penance is the only stat check unit who still holds up. She just can completely stat check enemies. So she is on average worse than Zula, but she has higher peaks. Especially I6. I gotta agree, John Anchor isn't at the top of the list, but that's a bit... Yeah, that's absolutely biased. Vulpus being top 10. Vulpus is insane. Vulpus is absurdly good. Insane DPS, self-heal, burst damage. She is very hard to get rid of. In her defense, Lemoen has 3 usable skills. She absolutely does. I just don't think she's worth it over a lot of other DPSs. What about No Alta? No Alta also not in the top 40, no. She fell off very early, but also Monster is just so much better than her. Monster is the best, It is very funny that the best source of true damage DPS is Monster. The best defender is a guard. The best buffer is a medic. One of the best casters is also a medic. The best healer, that's a supporter. Goes without saying. Best burst damager. You'd think that's a caster? No, that's another supporter. Best invis reveal and debuffer. That's a vanguard. Skill issue. Charlton's unironically balanced? Nah, she was more just good by virtue of elimination. She always had flaws in her kit, and now they just show. Gladia is above all truly a specialist. I would disagree. Next, Hexa is a support. So true, so true. One of the best... Okay, no, I'm not going to joke that Exia is one of the best DP generators. One of the best snipers is a specialist. One of the best lane holders is another specialist. Oh, thanks to the sub. Lovely to have you. This game's whack, it absolutely is. What's next? The best healer is a sniper? No, not quite. The best healer is actually a defender. Obviously, the best... Oh, no, sorry. The second best healer is a defender. The best healer is Haruka, a supporter. Best defender is a guard? Yes, all pianos. It's so fucked up. Supporters providing fire support. Yes. Tragodia, the supporter, is one of the best DPSs in the game, obviously. Highest block is a caster summon. No, you can still hit higher on Hoshi. One of the best lane holders has 0 block. Yep, and as a specialist. Also, by the way, the best defender is a guard with 0 defense. Finally beat I6D2. Congratulations, Gulping! Best defender is a caster. Yes, the best defender is now a caster. That's actually valid. Best specialist is a summon of a supporter. So true. Alrighty. Thank you all so much for coming, everybody. I am going to go find somebody to raid on Twitch. Keep this raid train going. If you haven't already, please consider liking the stream. It would mean a lot to me. And the final results for anyone curious on who is your number 1 character. Number 1 at 36% of the vote was Tragodia. Number 2 at 26% of the vote was Xtuzie. Number 3 at 19% was Crownslayer. And number 4 at 18% was Wishadel. Love you, South. Oh, thank you, Reptron. Have a great night as well. Okay, YouTube, Kick, you're not missing out on anything. And thank you again so much, Treya. Bye-bye for now, South. Bye-bye, Willy. Bye-bye, Frozen. Have a like and a sub. Thank you, Waka. That's very sweet of you. Thank you for coming. Wishadel fell off. I disagree. Alrighty, I'm gonna go find someone to raid. You're not missing anything. Thank you all so much for coming. And have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.